Welcome to the Witness Guild. I guess I should talk into a mic.
Also, maybe turn down the.
No,
it's good. It sounds great.
It's okay. It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Leave it alone. Yeah.
Okay.
You're just sensitive.
When it's a little loud, it plays well with the.
I think my ears just hurt from getting chewed out.
Exactly, and it's a tavern.
We're all drinking.
Yeah, we are.
Some of us
all drinking
copiously.
I'm probably not gonna have my last
welcome to the Witness Guild, episode 12. We are working our way through this campaign. Do we have any announcements? Do you guys have any announcements?
Dungeon Forge made us the coolest freaking miniatures ever.
Yeah, Mike, hold one up a little higher.
Dear Lord.
So hold another one up right where Mike's is.
If she can reach it.
She has short.
Higher.
Short.
The detail does not shine through, but it's so.
It doesn't.
It's so fucking cool.
Doesn't. If you want, I can hold one. My camera's a little.
No, Chris.
You asked us of this.
I have one job
for the for their sake and for their qualities.
Well, then you take it.
We also have about.
You're only allowed to have one at a time. Here, watch this. Wait, watch this. Watch this. Ready? Bam. It's really close to your camera right now. Oh, it is.
I know, but that's not the.
Do not eat it, Chris.
I won't eat it. Let's see if this will work.
We also have a dozen of these that are half the size of these ones, but the detail on them is still immaculate. These guys are so good.
This bad boy is amazing. A little dungeonforge.com.
We'll definitely. I think we'll be taking some photos and probably posting some dice with these guys.
You're gross.
I like it.
Here you go. You can have this.
Thank you. I can have it.
No, you cannot have
Yeah,
that.
so shout out to the Dungeon Forge.
Yes.
One of you has to figure out who's going to be comfortable painting those, because I will
They make
butcher them.
amazing work.
I'll paint.
Show my face.
I
might have
also
to get Christy to paint them.
Ooh.
I got dibs on one of them. However,
Oh, you want to paint one of them?
yeah,
Which one do you want to
you guys
paint?
don't mind.
Which one?
The dude.
I was going to guess you want
Cool.
to paint
I kind of want to paint the dude.
Yeah, I have a good.
Hey, man.
As soon as I looked at him,
He just needs some gold. I feel
exactly.
He
Good.
needs slippers.
because he looks like he needs gold.
Yes, I have
Aviators.
gold as well.
Good.
Yeah,
All right, I'll let you paint him then. I'm fine with that.
Okay, dope.
Because I saw the same thing. I was
Yes.
like, this guy needs gold.
As soon as I looked at him, I was like, gold.
Yeah.
I love gold.
Perfect. Shout out
I
to
love
the
that
Dungeon
stupid
Forge.
one.
You can go follow them on
Did you guys see
Instagram
these?
at
No.
the Dungeon Forge. Definitely go check out their
They're ceramic
website,
dice.
thedungeonforge.com, or from some minis.
Shake them around a little.
Uh,
They sound different.
outside of that, if you like our art that you see below me, nymt.art on Instagram.
Fins.
nym.tea
.art.
on Instagram. I don't know if I said the dot twice there or not. I don't know if I got it right or not. nymt.art. Yeah, go check out her work on Instagram. She's got this little comic called Fins. I shouldn't even say little. It's an amazing amount of work she's done.
I was saying, yeah, she's been doing it for a while.
Yeah,
It's
He's like
it's
Benoit
really
dice?
good.
full art every single
Yeah,
slide.
full art every
Benoit
slide.
dice.
It's an
Benoit
amazing
dice.
art comic.
Outside
Outside of that, we will be back in a second.
Well, also false life dice.
We have a couple sets still left and some chunky D20s.
Okay, go check out False Life Dice.
We still have a mushroom chunk, Chris.
That's
Do you have a mushroom?
We
chunk?
still have one.
bitter.
Ooh, okay.
It's in somebody's cart, so it's
No,
going
it's not in
quick.
the car anymore.
It was in somebody's cart, but I guess they bailed on us.
Teardrop.
But
lost.
there's a mushroom chunk in there.
Yeah. Go check out False Life Dice Etsy. They have some dope ass shit.
Big pink cactus?
Amazing dice. Yeah, she's hit or miss sometimes,
Wow.
You can go check out Baby Keith
Whoa.
on Instagram because we love Christy. I can say that about her.
That she's hit or miss.
On her Baby Pink Cactus, yes.
Oh.
That's
She's not
what
like
I'm
that.
referring
And at Christmas dinners. And on any real given Tuesday.
Anything to do with architecture.
Oh, God.
Or medical knowledge is pretty
Inside
nice.
joke. But we'll be right back
Stupid.
for episode 12.
Welcome to the guild. The world of Ethway and its 16 regions are a battlefield of chaos. The Those that can bring stabilization to this world are known as heroes. The ones fighting for this title today are Bultash, a true adventurer with a love for combat, looking to help where he can. Nazlith, a shy elf with an affinity for fortune and magic. Budanik, the master artificer. He has two passions, tinkering and being the best. And finally, Willow and Emberly, the divine twins. These Genasi sisters have mastered the art of elemental fighting and protect their kingdom at all costs. Together, this is a powerful group. Will they fight the chaos of Ethway and prevail, or fall one by one? Find out this week on The Woodness Guild.
Good luck with your battles.
Ooh. Is it bad that my lips are now numb?
Yeah. Shots. Ooh.
Shots. Everybody! No?
Copyright strike. We're screwed.
We're screwed.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I have the right pitch.
So
I think you nailed it. I don't know.
Where we left off, episode 11 of the 5 Fungi.
Actually, we've been... Well, I'll let you go.
You guys,
Let me repeat and recap.
It's been 2 fun guy and then 2
the start
drag
of
alongs.
episode 11, you watched as your very last attempt to save Emberly failed.
Yep, cool.
Trying to rub salt in the wound, huh?
Rubbing that salt in that
Do
wound.
you guys
You
remember
guys-
when she died?
Dug her up, brought her with you back to the tavern that you were at. And kind of were deciding on what to do with her. In the meantime, I believe you guys had an agreement with... Names are escaping me, but I do have a list that I'm going to pull up that should have been up in the first place. But
Nintendo
just
64?
Talk and fill some time. The Nincardo.
Nincardo 64.
Nincardo had a plan to pick her up at one point and bring her to the temple garden, where I believe Zoe said that she should be.
Remand.
It was one of the choices that they gave you. We're gonna take a rewind real quick. Just like 2 days. Too far. Go back. No. That's too far. We gotta go back. 2 days. Where Willow, they gave you Neandic and
Neandic?
King Quintar,
Neandic.
Nincardo, I'm sorry, in King Quintar gave you the opportunity to have some form of funeral for Emberly if you would have liked, or do something private on your own with her statue.
Kind of involves you.
I'm involved.
I didn't say shit. I just let you do it.
They let me get a choice. Cool.
They kind of gave you a choice of what you want to do. So think about that for a second.
Are they
as-
forcing me to put her in the tower? Because I would much
No,
rather. Okay.
It is up to you. If you want to leave her in the garden in the temple, if you want to take her with you, you can do whatever you would like.
That's if we survive.
But you kind of had a moment of where you told them the temple where her soul kind of is attached. That is where you wanted to keep her in the temple gardens, which Neandic expressed to you was quite a beautiful place for her to rest. As she has kind of saved the city, they would like to honor her.
Did you hear that? We saved the city. We did it.
Well, you're not safe quite
Oh, right.
But
Because the devil's here.
what would you like to do? What would Willow want to do as far as a funeral or ritual or just hang out alone by yourself? Invite just your friends. Would you like to have a group thing? I can tell you that King Quintar would have suggested that this be a city opportunity to kind of raise spirits as she kind of saved the city. And you guys are in a last stance mode as you're kind of surrounded. You have an opportunity to escape, but the situation right now in Bultash is rather dire. So that was King Quintar's suggestion. What would Willow like to do?
Willow, thinking about the fact that her sister sacrificed her life to a city that she did not want to stay in. I don't necessarily feel comfortable with the Willow thought process of having her sister be a beacon of hope. Let's see. I would much rather keep her in this temple around plant life and maybe have vines or whatnot grow upon her. Then, she kind of be one with the temple and people can pray to her if they'd like. I don't necessarily think that a funeral or grand services are needed, as I don't feel that she will forever be dead, but just around in a different form.
If that is your will, this is what will be done.
Is that your will?
You guys went on a little bit of a learning mission as far as reading the books and studying. There's definitely a lot of grieving to be had by Willow and some of you guys as well. But mostly Willow after the loss of Emberly. You guys took a couple days to figure some things out, and Voltaire and Budownik, you guys were up in the tower that now currently has a what seems like an endless energy, radiant energy of light pouring out of it, casting the town in a large bubble. There's a little bit of light that kind of covers the top of the dome, but not much. It's only about 30 feet or so above the dome. Above the tower, I should say. Budownik, with a very, very, very good intelligence roll, you had this idea that you were going to take a lot of the scrap that is around, talk to some of the other engineers, with the help of Voltaire gathering things and working with you. You guys made a track around the top of the tower. You also made a contraption of mirrors that would surround the tower just above where you guys would sit on the chair that would ride around that track. There was a handle on the chair next to you. When you pulled that handle, it would close the mirrors onto the tower. The light would be funneled into a tube that Budownik made, full of lenses in different glasses to promote different angles of light. Some mirrors here and there lining the interior. To shoot a laser beam. So you built a fucking laser beam.
Spitball that shit, dude.
I just wanted to say that.
And these two are still unimpressed.
Yeah,
Dude,
I know.
I've been geeking out about it all week.
I know.
You built a laser beam.
I want to know.
It's one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me in D&D. He built a laser beam. After building that
I didn't
laser
look at the
beam,
stats until just now.
after building
Oh my fucking
Oh, you
god!
put that together?
after building this focused
Holy shit!
laser beam, you guys went and studied a little bit as well. During your last day that we left off.
Where's
you
Baphomet?
Where is it? Where the fuck is that guy?
Downick had the epiphany of
Orcus showed up.
This is what Chris came up with.
oh
and we can't
yes,
do it.
I would say that that would be something that Willow would have done.
Oh, never mind.
Willow learned through finishing the book that you had gotten from the king in
Back to
Centesio. You finished the book he gave you. You learned about how Orcus was put on the planet.
It's impressive.
We need to frame that.
On this plane.
We need to fucking
existence.
frame that. That is so cool.
And you happen to witness from the last pillar raised of the symbol of Baphomet a light flash in two directions. As in it was the southwesternmost point of the star that makes up the symbol of Baphomet. You had an epiphany that Orcus was summoned with your very high intelligence roll.
All of a sudden.
You're not sure where, but you know the ritual to summon him has at least finished. You would not know how many days that ritual takes. You would not know if it's an instant thing. He's just boom here. You're quite unsure, but you do know that that is the signal that Orcus is on his way.
Great.
As that beam stays lit, Budownik had the epiphany that when Willow was talking about the demons, she was speaking of how they just came out of a war with the devils. The devils are their arch enemy. There's not much that demons fear. There's really nothing demons fear on your plane by any fucking means.
Oh, they're about to. They're about to learn the taste of fear.
And
The legend of the laser beam.
Laser beam.
Are you basically like just shooting like straight up
Bultash's
Emberly energy
economic
out
value
of
is
him?
about to skyrocket.
Huh?
I'm not going to be doing this.
Who is?
Well, I was hoping you would.
Wait, are we in character right now?
No, we will do that in a second.
Hey, fuck you!
Pause.
Laser.
we have to do that every
You
the laser.
had this epiphany that the devils were their arch enemies, and that we're dealing with the demons who were brought here possibly by a cult. That's the running thinking right now. You've met the cult. You kind of have an understanding of how they are working right now. You had this epiphany of maybe there is a devil form of that. Maybe there is some kind of lawful evil religion that goes on, and you also had the thought to bring this to the king. As soon as you got this information in the library, you were very eager to run after noting it down on a little pad. You ran into the king's, I would say his war room, essentially, where he was overlooking a map, and you began expressing your questions about the
Diabolista.
Diabolista, the cult, along with Krisha Valport, the known cult leader.
Wait, Krisha?
That would be her first name.
I have Hyandra.
No, it's Krisha Valport. when you say this to the king, he kind of perks up for a second. Looks at you then almost like, how did you know this type of look?
Right. Our methods, my team and I are blessed. Just call it that. My thought, Your Majesty, is that if perhaps it seems you may know this Krisha could be of assistance to us if, there was some way to strike or bargain with devils to stand with us in our darkest hour. I mean, what else do we have to lose? I don't know who else is with me. I don't know who came with.
Yeah,
I came with you, remember?
Okay, great.
We all
I
did.
think we all did, right?
Yeah, I would assume you all, as you watch Budownik just sprint away, you would all have, the scene would have been you guys kind of running behind him like, something important about to happen.
There is a bit of wisdom from my culture that I think might be useful in this situation.
I do not think that this was a way out, to be honest.
Well, in my culture it goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," which roughly translates to my enemy is a friend when he is the enemy of my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No, I think I said it properly, but maybe yours was more, I don't know, succinct or something, but...
I think that's actually more of like, the South Dragonborn. That's like,
Right, and I'm pretty sure I said
there's
it.
just, you're a little pitchy there at the end.
Anyways.
Do you happen to know why Bultash is not part of what you guys would refer to as the Allied Cities?
Are you involved with these cult members?
Allegedly.
I was surprised to find these books in your library, to be honest.
We are more open. We accept more people.
Do you harbor some of these
Allied
individuals
cities.
here?
I would say that it is currently one of the larger religions that make up Bultash.
Convenient.
Diabola.
That's great. Can I get
Diabolista.
some?
Those are the people who practice Diabola.
So does that mean that Amberly sacrificed her life to save a bunch of...
Devil worshippers?
Yeah.
No, that's not what he's saying. But can we get audience with perhaps the leaders of this faction soon, like presently? Your Majesty.
He was a council member. His name is Arthrop Tolmain. He's a hobgoblin, just like you. He will.
Well, and you.
He's a very high-ranking member of the Diabolista.
Exceptional.
He will help you along
This
the way.
hour of the day, might he be in a particular area or overseeing some sort of activity at this point in time?
I would assume he is out his
Praying?
house preparing his safety bunker.
Fabulous. Can we get an escort to his locale?
Yes. Easy enough.
What was his name again?
Arthrop Tomin?
Arthrop. A-R-T-H-R-O-P.
Got that one right.
Abernathy
Tolmain.
Billingsworth.
T-U-L-M-A-I-N-E.
Got that one wrong.
Okay.
We do have a meeting with the council tonight, so he will be a part of it, but he should be at his house preparing for the worst.
Fantastic. Like drinking punches and stuff. Sorry, different cultures.
Cultures.
I was just jonesing for some jokes tonight. Sid. Let's be on our way to Arthrop's house.
Yeah, definitely. In this one of the king's like secretaries helps you out. Walks you down the street a bit more towards the back of Bultash, where you notice the homes are substantially larger than in the front. The house that you guys go in is whereas the front of the city is mostly made of a like a sandstone, the back of the city becomes much more elegant in what the buildings are made of. These are more imported rocks and stones, and
I will never understand when there's just so much rock lying around why people want to bring other rocks. They're just rocks.
the house that you guys enter is a stone that is
Highly
very
efficient.
dark green with white veins going through it. It's a beautiful granite.
Okay.
As you guys are standing there,
Trailer.
it's about a 2-story building. The
Pleasure.
door is about 5 feet.
It's just missing a guard. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as he gets to you, the door, he would have left.
I don't need this guy knowing all the things we offer these people.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. What are y'all doing?
Are we knocking at the door?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not even knocking. I'm just going inside.
The door would be locked.
I will then start knocking violently on the door.
As you knock, it takes
That's weird.
Why?
it takes a little while,
Freaks me out,
but
man.
after about 30-40 seconds of knocking, the door eventually opens up, and you see a very old hobgoblin. What you would probably refer to as like an ancient hobgoblin. He's the age he looks is like
Past death.
roll an insight check or
Insight?
or intelligence.
17.
He looks like he's older than than max hobgoblin age. Like
Yeah, he's
probably
older
like
than he should be.
magically.
He sold his soul to the devil.
He's magically.
He has a
infused.
red rock in his
Oh.
pocket that makes him immortal.
Um,
Oh, I guess that's not a lot.
No. God. Oh,
as he
triggered.
as he opens the door, how may I help you?
Arthur,
Yes.
we are the.
Do you worship the devil?
I ask in Infernal. I say, hello, friend. We understand that you might have some religious knowledge that might be helpful to the city right now.
In an infernal, he responds back to you. What kind of information are you looking for?
In Infernal, because apparently that's what we're speaking now.
I was just signaling to him what we were getting
I
at.
get it.
Yeah.
I understand, but I dislike it because he's a hobgoblin.
Voltaire looks terrified. He thinks you are all possessed.
We're all speaking in tongues. I'm gonna be like, respectfully, Elder, we're about to go up against a massive army,
I'm aware of the situation.
and your
Snubbed.
people, the people that you put your faith in,
I need to know how I can help.
can we summon devils to material plane to assist us in this war? At all? Is that ever an option for us? Even if it's just 5,
Who have you spoke to about this?
0 people.
Like,
We found your name in a book.
You guys are speaking different languages, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
do you
Cool.
speak Infernal?
Got it.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just sitting, chilling.
Voltaire is probably poking you. What are you talking about? What is happening over? Are you okay?
A moment.
Come inside immediately.
We will usher you guys inside and start, I'll just, pull. I'm just gonna, just because I'm a fucking asshole, I'm gonna start pulling things out of my component pouch and, just very gently, being like, no, and, putting it behind, a flower here and, some sage and just, brushing it across your shoulders and just weird shit. I'll take, an eye of a newt and just be like,
Okay, so you're going to mess with Willow the whole time. As you guys enter the
Smell
inside,
the
you look
eye
at-
of Newt.
the inside is equally as
the
beautiful.
jiggly
All
part.
stone. The floor is the same stone as the walls. The ceiling, you guys are on the bottom level. Above you is just a beautiful wooden ceiling. The floors are like polished version of what the walls are. Very clean looking. There is most of the furniture in this room looks made of nature, but it's all like dead.
So like human flesh.
No.
Like driftwood?
Trees
Oh.
and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Like a tree that has been purposely grown to be shaped as a chair, and then like burnt to a crisp, and it's like blackened.
That's,
You guys would see the same on the walls. There would be shelves that are that look like a rich mahogany, but it's been like burnt to a crisp.
Hope there's some sealant on that.
yeah, don't touch it, actually. That's...
Little fingerprints.
Very
Shit.
beautiful home you have here. Is very, I'm saying common. Very, very.
What do you guys need?
Is he
Devils.
speaking common?
Yeah.
Yeah, in common
Okay,
he says
alright.
that.
We
We want to summon an army.
feel that we are running out of options to save this town, and we were wondering if the devils would see why they have a vested interest in taking out the demons that reside on the outside of this town.
There's an abyssal army hanging out outside the town that you live in, right? And they are hated by, it just so happens, the people that you worship. And also, it just so happens, the leader of the captive armies of the Abyss, you may know him as Orcus, is due to arrive here shortly. And frankly, I shudder to think what it is that he may have brought with him.
And I'm sure that you've heard of these things before, since you worship such deities.
I will let you all roll a persuasion check for me.
gosh.
My best one.
And with your guys' speeches, I'm going to give you a +2 advantage.
Can I roll
Like
lucky
each.
on that?
So you can each add +2 to your rolls.
You said at advantage?
No,
No,
just
it's a +2.
add a +2
You get a
to your
+2.
roll. And yes, if you want to use
It's like
lucky,
inspiration,
you
2 points.
can. 2 points of inspiration.
Woo! Nat 20 plus
Nice!
4. Lucky was worth it.
What?
12.
12?
24.
14.
So I don't speak the language, but I'm just like super convincing. Over here flexing
you all
like.
pass. Well, he's speaking common now. They're speaking
Oh, okay.
common.
I am the strong one.
Where do you hide the devils? We need their help.
Are they in this cupboard?
I am opening cupboards and things, just looking around.
Rude.
I just am.
My mage hand is following him around and closing things.
Bring devils to this plane. That is not something, to my knowledge, that has been done before.
There's a first time for everything, and I think that if there was going to be a first time, this is an absolutely exceptional reason to do so. Because, and hear me out, correct me if I'm wrong, there is the chance, if we defeat Orcus, that he loses hold on every single domain that he currently rules over, except for the Abyss. And he would go back, him and his people, injured and wounded, to a weakened stronghold with less forces, which provides a tactical advantage to any devil that wanted to go and seek refuge or, I don't know, ascertain new lands or whatever.
And as you guys are kind of talking about this, you would look around the room, and on all of the walls would be animals that are basically
Taxidermy.
like trophies. But every animal that you look at is very similar to the like wood in the room. It almost looks like it's been like burnt, like blackened to a crisp.
He has a style to his own.
Exactly.
There's a
The curtains that he
genre.
has look like
Smells
a
like chocolate.
very. They are a gold curtain that is at a couple of the windows towards the front of the home. You would also notice that there are a couple like live animals that he has just hanging out and about in his house. The two that you guys would specifically see in this room is
Don't touch it.
he would have
Is that a narwhal?
he would have up against one of his walls on a kind of like natural dresser. He would have a cage in it that has a snake, and then up in the corner of the room there is a wood beam that is burnt to a crisp. There is an owl sitting on that beam.
Do I feel like they're actually animals, or are they something else?
You can roll a perception check. It's gonna be kind of a high DC. We're gonna set this at 16.
Oh gosh. Woo! 25.
Because you're a magic user.
Because reasons.
That was a nat 18, by the way, plus
Very
my
nice.
7.
Very nice.
Because you're a magic user, the snake, even with your good roll, the snake is harder. You're kind of unsure. The owl, you can tell, is the way it's like paying attention to you guys, un-owl-like.
A little more intelligent than you'd expect an owl to be.
Yeah, it seems like it is kind of paying attention to what's going on.
Like it's reading the room.
Which, fun fact, owls are dumb as shit. But back to the game. Who?
There's the owl, the snake, there's something else, right?
Yeah, owls are not very wise.
I think it's just the owl and the snake.
I thought there was
Oh yeah,
another
owl and the snake. That's
There's
all
a
you
bunch
can
of dead
see.
things.
That's all you can see right now. And then there's a bunch of like dead things.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of make a passing comment. Do you like to keep company, or do you get lonely often?
I'm fine here. It is.
Do you feel like you need added protection?
I have all the protection I need.
I see that.
What are you talking about?
That's a nice boulder.
I like that bowl.
I think there's a way we could.
Do we need to like sacrifice a goat?
Not a goat.
Oh,
Person.
but sacrifice?
Oh, we already sacrificed a person.
Right. We actually have
we
lots
could
of
not.
zombies. Perfect for sacrificing.
I'm not the one to talk about this with you. I don't know the specifics when it comes down to
Do you have a secret room that you'd like to take us into?
talking with
Does it have
the
a red door?
devils.
There's a red door.
But
There's flames to shoot up as soon as you walk out the inside of it.
There's some like leather straps around the room somewhere.
There's definitely an upside down pentagram.
my friend Carisha might.
How do you say
God, your friend Krish, I thought you were.
My name's Althra.
You're just talking to some random person who's probably the butler who just opened the fucking
No,
door.
I specifically asked if he was
He
Arthur.
did. He did.
And he knew where Krisha was this whole time.
And as he kind of says that, and you guys are like talking, you see the owl come down, and as it gets about a foot above the ground, it transforms into a rather large dragonborn. His skin is like a very dark purple with a little bit of like red in like certain lights. You see like the flashes of like a reddish green hue to him.
I am so glad that you are here. Perhaps you can settle this for us. Earlier, when I was translating the saying, did I not translate the saying properly?
He wasn't here for that. You were at the King's.
No, we were in the room.
No, we were at the King's.
Damn it.
Right, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to.
Damn it.
I mean, you
Pull
can
it
say
back.
something
Okay,
if you'd like to.
so basically,
Oh my God.
what I was trying to say, I thought you were maybe there, but you weren't there. I guess I forgot. Anyways, so we are trying to make the devils our friends because they're the enemies of our friends. And do you know how that would sound in Draconic? And I'm just trying to settle a situation here with my good little friend Naslith here.
Mm-hmm. Probably not the best time for this, Voltaire.
I understand why you're here.
Just gonna ignore my request there. Don't shush me.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it would be wise to bring the devils to this plane.
Generally, I would agree with you.
If
We'll
it
get to
wasn't
that
for
other thing later.
Orcus, I would absolutely agree with you.
We worship them for their law and order. We don't bring them here.
Look, I like a good TV show as much as the next guy, but I don't really think that's pertinent.
If anything, this is actually a special victims unit that needs to be handled very carefully. This is what happens when you give two people 2 shots too quickly.
If perhaps, you were to bring said devils to this plane and they could claim victory not only on this plane but on the abyssal,
We could call them a special victory unit. At that point.
you
Two
then
Rangers.
would be the assisters of such a victory.
And boons would surely follow in that situation if you were to,
Who's Boons?
boons is it's a good thing. Boons,
Like things
bans.
Oh.
you gain. Things you gain.
Oh, okay.
Boons and
Vocabulary.
bans.
Yeah. Gains
Yeah.
and losses. Gains and losses.
I believe that, yeah, there would be quite, you guys surely would gain some type of powers of some sort, right, for such a great assistance.
Not to mention the fact that I don't really think the devils would like to lose the material plane where a lot of their followers exist.
That's a fact as well. Also, when have you ever had better odds fighting your arch enemy than with the assistance of several, basically a whole city's worth of
Of meat bags.
meat bags that want to fight on your side?
I think that we have some good points.
Oh, plus we should probably tell him about the laser beam.
We have a holy laser beam that we will not use on the devils. Scout's honor.
Scout's honor. Thank you. I was going to say that myself if you didn't. Yes.
I don't
We're
know if it's
talking
3
about
fingers or
the,
2. I can't remember.
The tower contraption you built.
That would be that. It's very nifty. Would you like to read about it? I wrote all this dossier on it.
That energy is divine energy. It is holy.
It is?
Don't know if you guys quite understand
They don't.
what that tower represents.
I don't know.
It is,
As of right now, it represents a beacon of hope for our people. It represents a very specific thorn and fresh wound
For
for
some.
our people. And it also represents the best fighting chance that we have against the Abyss. The best chance the demons have had, or the devils have had in millennia.
This is the closest thing to a silver platter that you're ever going to get this served on.
If
Truly.
we can't convince you, then we are sure as hell are not going to be able to convince the devils. So if you don't believe in us...
you have me convinced.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
Exceptional. So to the leather-bound red room with the pentagram on it.
Yeah,
Flames.
with bowls and dead bodies,
Yeah.
Maybe
like some
got a crazy knife and you gotta and then kind
Look,
of.
I like
I'm
a
sorry
kinky sex
that they
as
are
much as the
being
next guy, but the
disrespectful
thing's
to your
leather.
religion.
It is,
They don't understand.
What's religion?
It is okay.
Are we close?
I don't think now's the time to talk about the kinky sex in the red rooms, okay?
Never had sex. Wouldn't know.
I mean, it's
That
terrible
thing-
to die a virgin.
Hold on. Okay,
No.
the whole flow of the story has changed now. What?
Okay, moving on.
Forget the war. You need to get Willow.
What's the
40-year-old
equivalent of
virgin.
Vegas in this
I'm
world?
30. I'm actually
I
38.
believe it's actually
Or 33. I can't
See the
remember.
guy.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong at this point, but
Anyways.
That's how you have sex. That sounds very bad.
What?
What?
With the blood and the.
Look, you don't
You
know
guys watch
other people's
as-
yes, okay?
I don't yuck at people's yums.
Yes.
There you go.
You guys watch as Krisha turns around, it kind of nods at Arthrop. He walks over to.
Is that a real cricket or a cricket on here?
No, that's a cricket on there.
That's a real cricket.
That's the loudest cricket I've ever heard.
Same.
Wait, is it a real cricket?
Yeah.
No, it's on the recording.
No, it's not.
It's, oh, okay. Well, now you have some ambiance.
He walks over to the snake tank and leans in.
Let your snake out, Chris. Make
I
it
want
earn
him to
its keep.
just, real quick, before they show up, because we're going to have to introduce ourselves, how do you guys feel about changing our name, mixing it up? The Brawny Toadstools.
No.
Crickets chirping in the background.
Well, we are no longer the five.
We are no longer the
fungi.
five fungi, and I do not mean that in an insensitive way. We'll always carry
The
her
four
with us.
spores.
4 spores. It's all.
I do like the 4 spores. The 4
Sorry.
spores is pretty good.
Nope, that was off the cuff, and I like
That's
it.
perfect. The
Okay.
4 spores.
Now we know what to introduce ourselves as.
Yes.
Continue. Got it.
He walks over to the
You writing that down?
snake tank. He picks it up. They both. You watch as they both pick up the snake and lean in. As they both lick the sides of this
Oh, okay.
snake in front of you guys. They then set it down and kind of step back. A couple seconds
Does it
goes
feel
by,
violated?
and you watch as this snake transforms into this almost ghostly looking figure, this little being. It's a lady who has a ponytail. It's her hair is just jet white. She is wearing a dress that is along with her body. It's almost like a see-through, like a gray.
So I can
This is-
see through her dress, or I can see through all of her.
You can see through all of her.
Okay.
Oh,
Where
makes a
her body
difference.
would be, it's like a slightly darker shade of shadow.
I like how it wasn't an accent, so that means Mike was asking that question.
I was gonna say.
There's some titties?
Zoe likey.
Are we?
You
Are we
almost
seeing
see his,
ghost titties?
behind her on her like skirt that is coming out as it kind of wisps away into what almost looks like a fog. The ends almost look like arms coming out, and then occasionally you'll see like a face coming out, and it kind of goes
no.
back in, and that's kind of going up and down the back of her cloak as she begins walking towards you. This is an obelisk.
Back up.
I will take a step back too. I don't like this at all.
Couple steps
I
back.
regret coming here, guys.
Voltaire leans in, very interested.
This is what we were looking for.
Yep.
I was not prepared for that. I thought it was gonna have horns, and that's it.
So is this part of your law and order, having people inside your cloak?
This is
That was a stretch.
Or is this some sort of criminal intent?
this is Garion's
I'm leaving.
obelisk.
Who? What?
What?
Obelisk?
Say again with the obelisk.
It's Garion's obelisk.
Garion's obelisk.
Garion.
Oh, the obelisk! The obelisk are the things that live
Yes.
in this world that exist
Yes.
as part of, the means to communicate back and forth. That's terrifying.
That's what we were looking for.
I see that now.
Why are you-
Terrifying. Usually invisible.
Hi.
Garion is a commander of the Fiend Resistance.
Commander in Chief.
I will bow politely to this creature,
I will also bow, not curtsy.
and I don't know what to say. I'm completely lost. I will. Whatever I need to say is going to be an inferno.
And now all of a sudden.
Naked lady with bodies coming out of her fucking train, dude. Like, yeah, this is terrifying.
Hi there, how are
we
you?
have a proposition for you.
I will repeat that in inferno.
Ooh, I like this point.
As you say this, in Infernal, this creature only speaks in Infernal.
So
as
only
it-
me and Mike will be able to understand.
As it kind of reaches back out to you,
I will try to stomach this as best I can.
you guys pretty much just hear like for those who can't understand the language, you don't even hear language be spoken. What you hear is almost a dark like
Okay, no, hate that. Hate that. Can you stop? God,
So she's the grudge.
As this is happening,
and I put it
inside of your guys' heads who can actually speak it and understand what's going on, you get... Well, first off, this creature sounds desperate, for one. It's an enslaved being.
I was like, is it lonely?
So as it's reaching out to you, although you guys might hear, with your out on the outside, just the... this overcoming the room, louder and louder and louder. Those of you who actually understand this, almost every word that comes out is almost in a crying voice, which I don't do very well, so I'm saying that to you.
Anyway, come on.
Come on, Chris.
I can't do women
Method
or
acting.
crying very well,
Method
so
acting.
combining those.
It sounds like it's crying. There was a book and I stole it from the library and I didn't want to give it back.
So I got a fee.
What is the message for Garion?
He wants to know what the message to Garion is. She, it, they.
We would like to provide you.
Seeing his discomfort, I will take over the translation because it doesn't bother me.
Cool. We would like to provide you with the means of to hire your claim against the devils, the demons.
Your name is
Demons.
Defeat.
Defeat against the demons.
I essentially say that, and
As you say that, when you get to the word,
demon.
when you say, you get to the word "we," referring to the Oblex and Granite and the Devils, like as a whole, you hear a sudden like scream come out of the creature, just a blood curdling.
It is not we. It is Garion. What do you request, Garion?
I blink and I say, my apologies. And I start again.
Did they hear the scream?
Yeah, dude.
That would be something you would all hear
cool.
as it goes back down to a.
Did I say something wrong?
I start
No,
shifting my speech instead of talking like I'm talking to her. I'm going to address her as if I'm speaking directly to Garion this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to change what I've said as if I am directly speaking to Garion.
Oh, you're changing.
Changing
tenses.
the word choice. Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't give me too
And as you kind of speak, and you begin speaking to Garion as opposed to this Oblex, you watch as the Oblex, whose eyes were already basically gray with little tiny dots. They're so small it's almost hard to tell if they're black or a dark blue or a purple. You can't really tell, but they have little tiny dots with these dark gray eyes. The dot just expands over the full eye as the eyes become fully blackened. What was the question that you asked?
We were requesting Garion's assistance
We're
to
asking for extra
overtake, to basically obliterate the demons on our plane.
Oh, I mean, it was more of like a, hey, we have the means of doing such.
Can you
Does
find
that
us?
interest you?
Kind of as you say that, and the eyes of this creature go black of this lady, her mouth, she begins to smile and very large fangs begin to come up and down, almost like covering where her eyes would be. And as her jaw expands, a new voice comes out of her as her jaw opens up very wide.
What is your plan?
Currently, we have Orcus coming to the plane. The plan would be that you would fight alongside us to overtake the demons and the demon lords and Orcus, so that when they do return to the Abyssal, that you then have a weaker opponent.
As you say this, and you mention Orcus, you notice that she begins to double in size. As she leans into you specifically,
I'm not speaking.
What other demons?
We got Orcus,
Zuggtmoy,
Zuggtmoy,
Baphomet.
Baphomet, not the G one because he's dead,
Grass.
Miscellaneous.
and unknown demon number 4.
Well, no, there it. You're. Oh god damn it, motherfucking ass bitch.
Orcus, Baphomet,
Grass.
Lord
Grass,
Zuggtmoy,
Demigorgon.
Demogorgon.
the Demigorgon,
Baphomet.
and Grazit is dead.
And
So not him.
Zuggtmoy.
And lots of others. Point blank, let's be perfectly honest here. I can negotiate with dudes. We can provide you support to your armies if you would support our realm in defeating Orcus, sending him back to the abyss, and then once he's there, we'll go fight with you on the abyssal plane to help eradicate what's left.
As you
I'm
clumsily
sorry.
kind of say this,
I said it in Infernal, so nobody.
I don't know that last part. I don't hear that last part. Okay.
No one else knows.
Nope, I don't know that. I don't know that part of the thing. Cool.
Me and her,
Gonna keep
we're on
that to myself
it. And same
mentally.
with Arthur.
As you say this, you mentioned
Grazit.
Grazit. He kind of like begins to chuckle. Grazit wishes he was dead.
Oh.
Oh.
Sick.
Do you have him?
Do you have him, or is that something that we should be worried about?
Yeah, he's. You don't want to know.
He's in your prison. Got it. Let's add more to that collection. How's that sound?
It sounds like you're having fun with Grass.
It sounds like you're having fun with 1. Imagine how many you could have with 5.
As you kind of keep mentioning
No,
the
it can happen.
other demon lords that are on this plane of existence with you,
Orcus.
you watch as the creature, who's already doubled in size, leans back and its neck begins to just crack. As it, like, there's almost a full like rotation.
I'm
This
headed
whole time, Voltaire is like mimicking this person and like doing like interpretive dance. That's how I think we're communicating. He's just sitting there like trying to.
I love it.
If I mimic the creature, it will like us more.
Oh.
Yes.
That's actually a true thing. That's actually a true thing.
Oh god, I love it, dude.
Especially birds. And it kind of leans into you. What exactly was your question?
We weren't questioning. It questioned us, and we responded.
What was your response?
We
We're-
told him what was on the plane. There's Baphomet has been
Oh,
spotted.
yes.
Zuggtmoy has been spotted.
We have
Yeah.
weapons to
I
help
don't think
defeat
we've
them.
ever spotted the Demogorgon though.
No,
That's
I
one
know
we
we
have not.
have positive accountability on Zuggtmoy and Baphomet, and we have
And we saw the
reasonable-
summonings for Orcus.
Yes, we have reasonable suspicion to assume that Orcus is on his way or present, one of the two. The Demigorgon has yet to be seen. You have Grazit in your prisons, which we're not supposed to know, and we won't tell anybody. And also, we have a gigantic holy dick that shoots laser beams that we will not, on life, pain of death, and infinite, forever, permanent suffering in the plains of hell, we won't use against you at all, and we'll support you in your campaign at some point
I'm
in time
really
in
glad
the
I
future.
can't hear this.
What do we get?
Our infinite gratitude and the opportunity to defeat your enemy, and
That
our
is not
support
how this works.
in your campaign towards.
What are you looking for?
What do you want? Yeah, that's a
Garion.
good. I guess that's a better question.
I'm backing up. I'm just kind of getting too much for me.
I want the blueprints.
When you said blue, and I freaked the fuck out in my heart. I want the blue girl.
Did you say that again? The blueprints.
I
I
actually
want to be
believe
able
it
to rebuild that.
The blueprints, not the blueprints. The blueprints
You know what he's asking
Yes.
for, Bedalnik.
for my weapon. So.
That is not it. You.
Shit, man, I'll help you come build the damn thing.
As long as I can come back. You're dead.
I will need some form of sacrifice for the light.
You have plenty of goats. They should work just fine.
Doesn't have to be one of you.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we could find somebody that wants to.
We've already given one of ours.
We've already got one of our own. Yeah, we were the
Two.
5 fungi, now we're the 4 spores.
If you get me one of the
Does fungi translate?
demon lords alive.
Alive? Alive. Which one? Preference?
Any of them.
Any of them. Right. Well, we already know that we can take one of their asses single-handedly.
He wants another one. He wants another one though.
Yeah,
That's
no.
all he's asking for.
No, we need to set.
The more the merrier.
Are we speaking in common?
Yeah, or yeah.
You would have broke. Well, you wouldn't have known that's been said
Yeah.
anyway. So
Right.
I don't know shit.
That would have happened.
Okay, the axe is a.
But you would say as that you guys are kind of beginning to make this deal, she begins to shrink down back to her normal size. The jaw still stays the same as this other being is speaking through her.
I do have one request. Just small. Just kind of a branding thing. Would you mind terribly referring to your tower, whatever you want to call the tower is fine,
Oh, God.
but the contraption at the top is a botanic beam, if you could.
You want a abyssal's weapon to be named after.
That could potentially kill millions.
Well, the one on the top of our tower is also called the botanic beam.
Humans.
This is just the first edition, which we're calling the Voltaire, and then from there.
Time
we'll see
will
how-
tell how your name pops up in history. I say this in comments. You guys can hear that too.
I feel like I have missed something, but I think it likes my dancing.
Anyways, Garion,
I think it was my dance. Oh,
What?
I went to the window.
how should we go about hashing out the specifics of bringing your army here? What can we expect to be coming to aid us?
What do you need for us to assist? Is there something that we can do to expedite the process of your regiments coming this way?
Which is it? It's a big E12.
He kind of turns his head to look at Arthrop and
Creature.
Krisha.
Krisha.
The creature.
Creature.
He kind of like nods at them, or she, I should say, kind of nods at them. You know what to do. And as he kind of says this, you see as the creature's face warps back into the woman's face, and as the woman kind of looks around at you guys with her now gray eyes again, she slowly backs up into the corner, turns back into an owl.
Snake. She was the snake.
She's the owl. He was the snake.
Krisha.
No, she was the snake.
Krisha was the owl.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Dragonborn was the
Sorry
owl.
about that.
The ghost thing
Correct.
was the snake.
Turns back
Which
into
they
the,
both licked without
the
consent.
snake. He kind of gets back into the cage.
And I'm going to finish with a flourish, and I'm going to lay down on the floor and then wiggle a little bit.
I will give a gentle golf clap because I know he's waiting for it, and then wait patiently.
I will get back up and bow.
I will briefly tell these two that have missed a lot of information.
I think that they made friends with it through dance.
No, you absolutely did. You actually volunteered to be sacrificed for their tower, but
I don't
We'll go
think
with that
that
later.
was the interpretation. I've signed no contracts.
I mean, you
Anyways,
basically did. Have you ever danced with
So
a demon
Garion
before?
wants the laser, and he wants a sacrifice, and he wants us to bring one of the lords back alive. Those are 3 things he wants from
Side
us.
note, I thought he wanted one of the lords as a sacrifice.
I don't know.
I believe he wants to use it as a sacrifice to power, to be the battery for his...
Right.
Would one
Is
of
that
those,
what you were
would
saying?
one of those work as a radiant light beam, though?
You would get the...
We don't
I
care
don't
about that.
think-
So-
I don't think, A, it's a stationary tower. It can't do that much. B, the power source that it needs
Can you
to sustain
clarify?
itself...
The radiant energy that is coming from that tower, you guys would know, is not a very holy radiant energy. This is a town that you guys now know worships the Dialvi. Many of them are Diabolista themselves.
That's what Emberly sacrificed herself to.
She, yes, very much so, is. This tower is of
Nefarious.
So not even for her religion.
It is a, it's not only about the devil. You guys don't know that much history about it. It's not only about the 9 hells. There's more about this tower than that one portion. But they do have a stake in this tower.
Question about
There's a
the
snake in
things
this
you
fight.
listed off.
Yeah.
Question number 1.
Hit it.
They want us to grab a demon lord
Yep.
that we have tried 4 times,
Without a laser.
And we beat her every time.
but you
did
want it
do that.
alive.
No, we can do that.
How do
I
you
don't know
plan
if that eye
on?
twitch was on purpose, but it was very well placed. Like it was. I could
I was
feel.
like,
I could feel your
understand.
irritation from here, love.
How do you plan on holding such a creature?
I have 3 words for you. Non-lethal damage.
With a radiant beam.
Shoot for the legs.
So then you're gonna beam it,
Yep.
run to it,
Yep.
pick it up,
Yep.
and take it
Yeah.
back here.
That's almost exactly the plan that I had in my head.
How big is the Lord? How big did she appear to us?
Are the demon
14
lords?
feet.
Yeah, how big are they?
Zuggtmoy specifically is about 15 feet, 14 feet.
But she's so skinny, we could probably squeeze her down into
That's
like
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
ball. Real,
She
real
fits in
simple.
the size of a spore.
Right.
You would know that she is
Of which there are 4 of us.
one of the smaller.
Yeah, no, Baphomet's not really an option.
So you want to run into battle outside of the walls to
No,
to
inside the walls. They're coming to us.
This is a horrible idea. You know what? I'll move to question number 2.
Right.
You're giving them the mechanics to build your beam of death.
Are
to
we still in the room with
devils.
these people?
You're in the word of these people.
So
I will answer that one in a bit. Short answer is yes.
As you kind of
Okay.
say that, the guy, not Arthrop, but oh wait, Krisha was back. No, sorry, I'm so lost on my own storyline here.
There's a
Arthrop,
snake that disappeared. Krisha and Arthrop are still in the room.
Yes, snake was the obelisk. Dope. Krisha, kind of steps in as you guys are speaking about. Awesome, it feels so bad. That's
We
so
need
bad.
them to win the war, and they want us to get a demon for them beforehand.
Oh,
That makes
you
sense.
Not
will
beforehand.
surely be back with a contract.
Doesn't
for
have to
you.
be beforehand.
He will be back
Did we
for
stipulate
contract
that
with us.
this time?
Yes.
Quick question: have you ever read any of these contracts before? Are they, is there a lot of in print?
It's a soul bonding.
Soul bonding.
Do you have a document? Can I read it?
Do you have some sort of like soul lawyer that could go over the details with us? We like to know what we're selling our soul
God, that
for.
would be a
don't
great
exactly.
spell.
For a
You're
soul
like,
lawyer.
hello.
Soul lawyer, read this contract. I
Soul
paid
lawyer.
for this.
I don't think that magically bound contracts need a lawyer.
Oh my god.
So technically
Just
speaking,
got fucking goosed.
did we just not talking to did they just make a actual contract with the devils in this moment?
No.
So okay, so
Time
we
to
have it.
negotiate. We still
We'll
have time to
come
negotiate.
later for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Did they give you a time frame on when they wanted that?
Dear God, I
The
did
Lord.
not ask them.
They when I asked them for specifics, they deferred to these two here. So I'm waiting to hear what they have to say.
It will be sometime today.
Fantastic.
Surely at midnight tonight we will have to gather. We'll have to do our ritual.
Yep.
And,
Sacrifice, actually. There,
Yeah.
I believe that was one of the words that came up. don't know if you have anybody that's just able-bodied and willing to
Which
just
is
lay
not
down.
sacrifice.
Okay.
Like kill.
What's
Like
the sacrifice?
give blood or
It is.
something of beloved nature.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Bring all your favorite things with you.
It may happen to you tomorrow. It may happen to you next month. It may happen to you 100 years down the line.
Please let it be 100 years down the line.
But surely they will be here. We will meet them at midnight.
Did they say when they wanted the demon lord? Were they gonna help us first, and
Yeah,
then
no,
we
we're-
give the demon lord?
It's all part. It's late. There is.
I slap him across the face.
But why would you? I am very much late. Thank you. I believe it's part of the transaction. They help us. We help them. It's all. It's more supplemental instead of complemental.
We
don't do
requested
it
their
first,
help
then
to
they're
take the
first.
army down, so obviously we
Garen's
need
All
their
Blacks will be
assistance.
back with a contract. You guys will affirm that contract. Once that contract is affirmed, we will summon Garen to the fields
Brings more of his.
towards the
side.
back of the city. Once they are summoned, he will bring in his army, and they will come in and help fight.
So, who was the one that mocks up the contract?
Garen.
Garion does? He
Garion.
brings it? Right.
Writes it up. His
Okay.
All Blacks will be back with it.
Do you know if
Morning.
we're able to be like, hey, can we get timelines on when you want these things? Are we able to stipulate that?
Have you ever done a contract with him before?
That's a good question.
Are you satisfied? Do you have any notes? Anything?
Let me see your Amazon review.
Yes. Do you have some sort of
Advice.
review?
Not something that I would share with anybody.
Right,
fair.
confidential, yeah.
But
yeah.
you realize we're trying to save your whole city and thereby
Non-disclosure, disclosure
your
thingy,
life
whatever.
as well.
NDA.
NDA.
Non-disclosure agreement.
I would tell you that my life right now is not worth much to Garen.
Question 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for question 3 for a moment. I'm gonna hold on to that.
Nazlith, how are you feeling about all this? Excited to?
Exceptional composure.
I
by
did
the
think
way.
I noticed a little bit of sweat rolling down her head, no matter how cool she tried to play.
As you guys are
Imagining
sitting there
things.
talking for about 30 minutes,
That
The
is a little
snake-
sweaty.
behind Arthrop, the snake gets out of the tank and begins to kind of crawl towards you guys again. Once again, sprouting up.
Also, you guys
into
didn't need to lick it before. That was just like a weird thing that you did on your own.
O blocks.
They really like that snake.
Rituals of things, alright, man.
This is a safe space, snake.
And the O blocks appears again.
I immediately start swaying with it again.
When it appears, it does not have the woman's face to it. It has the face of the creature that was speaking to you guys beforehand with the deeper voice. Its eyes are already black with the larger
He didn't need to
mouth.
lick it this time because the connection was still open. They put us on hold.
As it
Thanks
leans,
for calling the devils. Can I put you on hold?
as it comes towards you guys,
Whack it up.
it has a bowl in one hand and a knife in another.
Are we going to be eating dinner?
I knew there was some type of bloodletting here.
I need your hand.
Whose
hand?
hand?
Your hand.
Can I see the contract first?
This.
To be fair,
What
what is written? Where's the fine print? I want to know. This is only fair, and you know it. You know that it is not fair to enter a contract without both parties agreeing to full sum of what is contained within the contract.
Well, enough of us here. We have witnesses.
Then what is the contract?
You guys
State your terms. We'll state ours. Go.
within 6 months. provide me a demon lord.
Done.
Wait, what did you say?
6 months to a
he
demon
wants a demon
lord.
lord.
Demon Lord.
They need a okay.
Alive?
You will provide me
Alive.
Okay.
The plans for the tower
Yes, and the Budnik beam. Yes,
immediately.
immediately. Literally as soon as I can draft them.
In turn, I will come with my armies. And we will fight with you in Bultash.
Bultash.
If you need us elsewhere, we will come.
Is this in
Fantastic.
common?
What is the
This is
expiration
all
date
in-
on?
Infernal.
Oh, it is. Oh, shit.
I'm just
I would
gonna
assume
be-
I would assume you guys. Are
Oh, thank
following
you.
me.
Okay.
You're good.
Can you ask him the time frame of how long that expiration date for his assistance in other places?
Is there an expiration date for your offers to assist us? Perhaps a timeline where this offer no longer stands on your part.
Devil army. Devil army. Devil army.
You will have 6 months.
Okay.
6 months. At which time you withdraw your forces from the material plane.
Or we're no longer able to summon.
Do we also have assurances that he will not attack human or planar civilizations that occur within this realm?
As you kind of say, thinking, you see the look on his face as he begins thinking, and his head kind of turns sideways as you hear his spine crack,
Like that.
and he lets out just a blood curdling scream. You're right. I should have thought about this, but
Let me reassure you that the Budnik beam is one of the most powerful weapons that you could ever use against your enemies.
I will leave your plane when you give me the
Dismissal.
demon lords dead.
Okay.
All demon lords dead,
All
one
the
alive.
demon lord.
One alive,
Gary's-
the rest of them gone.
So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Gary.
Are we able
Heads
to
on
use
foot.
his assistance in killing these demon lords? Like if
Yes,
one
we
of
have
his guys
assistance,
gets
right?
the kill, like the
Yeah,
kill.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yep.
We're literally going full tilt until Queen Sweep.
No matter
Gary,
who
if
does the
we
killing.
were to
Yes.
fail in meeting your requests, what would the consequences be?
Avoiding of the contract, if I'm not mistaken. All parties must be complicit to the contract, or the contract is null and void.
You succeed or you fail. Failure results in you spending some time with me.
Like a picnic.
There is no death.
Do
Will we
you
live?
have a stripper pole where you're at?
How much
Oh
good
my
is
god.
that? Do you have a
Grieving willow.
Do you have a Kennedy cocaine ring?
Freaking heck, take a crap.
You will be a servant of the Nine Hells.
Right. And if you fail,
Ooh, does that mean you become our servant?
If I fail. Well, if I fail, the demons take your land.
Doesn't seem an equal distribution of consequence.
That is how I'm looking at it.
Well, it's the same the other way around. If we fail, we probably die. So
aleatory contract. It's it's not fair, but it is what it is.
This is pretty good. I think it's a good contract.
You see as he kind of leans back.
I need one more thing from you. A guarantee that those who are natural denizens of the material plane shall not come to harm by any hand of any devil for the time that you are on our plane under our contract.
Nice.
At least not intentionally.
We get
You
that.
see us,
And you
kind of
can't yell "oops" and then step on the person or something like that. That does not
see us,
count.
like, again, as you answer your question, spine like begins to crack the other direction. And again, those of you who don't understand Infernal, all you are hearing right now is just.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
literally
no, I got
still
it, yeah.
mimicking,
I'm just
cracking
watching.
my neck.
Just you see Voltaire on the ground like.
Trying.
You have my word.
Take what you need.
And as you put out your hand, he puts a bowl underneath and just slices your palm, just a line across your palm. He then goes to you.
Oh, this is
Wait,
all,
we are
all
going
of
down
us?
the line here.
After taking about 30 seconds worth of
I will squeeze to just make
like
sure there's lots of
drippage,
pulp in there.
Oh.
Okay, which one's my good hand? This one! Shit!
and just like slices you, Nazlith.
I just smile and pull out the dagger that I've used to slice my own hand many, many times to raise the dead, and I just slit over the scar on my hand and I squeeze it.
Perfect.
I'm not so.
The Holy Ghost of Emberly is here with us right now. She will protect
I
us.
felt her presence.
It's like she just walked
Wow,
past us.
You know, I try to do the best for everyone, and you know, sometimes you have
Cut
to do
the hand.
the bad things, but
Cut
literally selling
hand.
my soul to a devil
Nazlith,
seems.
would you mind?
Voltaire, do you
Yeah.
trust me?
But the
And
Yes.
he leans in. Do you trust me?
and I lean in. I don't know what you're saying.
Voltaire.
He said you're very handsome and he likes your hot pink pants. Dust warning.
Yep.
Emberly.
No,
Everybody gets
it's
the best warnings.
last child.
No,
Dodge
that's it.
Caravan. Fallon Costello, 26
We
years old,
don't
5
need
foot
to-
9.
This is not
We
Okay.
can just
Not
okay.
pertinent.
Continue
If anyone in
moving.
Arizona has seen this person, please contact 911.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's see, I like to fight for the justice and.
Really?
Look, I'll do crazy things. I'm not, you know, super strict, but
Voltaire.
Cut the hand. Emberly gave her life for your idea.
and
Why
you've
is
been
it-
telling me
Cut
how much you regret it
the
ever
hand.
since.
Cut the
You
hand.
can't go back on this, Voltaire.
Is it really necessary?
Grab his hand.
And
Take
He
it.
wants your hand.
But before
Nazlith
I
holds
do it,
out.
I say, Voltaire, do you trust me?
In a bummy about way.
Remember when I asked if you trust
Oh,
me and you
God.
said I'm leaving the city?
Did I leave the city? Did I leave the city?
You were kind of looking for the door.
But did I leave?
I kind of showed you the door.
But did I leave after you showed me?
I
the
said literally, here's a map with the
But
door.
did I? But did I
Cut
leave?
his hand.
But did I leave?
Fine, I will cut my hand.
Yeah, as you hold it out, he cuts your palm across, and you drip about 30 seconds worth of blood into this bowl.
Get the shoulder cramps.
You watch as he kind of mixes the bowl up a little bit, he
Splur.
mixes the bowl up a little bit,
Here's the
Schlim.
and then just takes it and just
Great.
That is
So-
pretty gross.
So cool, man. About that. That's cool.
I have.
I'm going to lick my own wound. I wouldn't recommend it. No, I don't think so.
and you watch as he goes back
It's
into
like electrically charged copper.
back into the female form and then back into the snake form as it goes back into the tank.
Fantastic. I believe the chessboard has been set. Thank you so much for your help. Do you need anything else from us?
How do we summon you when we need you?
I believe we just have that power now.
The army will be here at midnight. We will meet just out back of here.
Right. We have a reasonable need to go speak to the king to make sure that nothing bad happens. We are going to go take care of that right now. Okay? Thanks for your help.
We have a meeting tonight with the king. This will
Absolutely. Before midnight, right?
be a topic.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Awesome. Great. Great.
I need to make the
Shall we?
trip to the tower.
Let's. And I will find any reason to leave this room.
Yeah, definitely. As you guys kind of pick up to leave the room, we are going to take a break. I gotta be like a racehorse. So we'll take a halftime there.
Tell me when you
We'll be
get-
right
Tell me
back.
when you get- I'll be on
When you
board.
said that, I just flashed.
Give us
I
like
just flashed to the
5
video
10
where he's
minutes.
excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
doing.
was literally what she was
our
saying.
drink. We'll be right back with you guys.
We'll be
Going
right back.
into the tower.
Not the little
Can't
knobs
believe
down
you
these
said it.
devils, man.
bag. Where we left off, you guys managed to talk to a Diabolista leader, Grisha, who introduced you to an oblast that was connected to the...
Carry on.
Yes.
So if
To-
I feel
to
like
Gary.
something was so core to my character and it just changed my character, would I just announce a change of alignment?
No.
But the DM actually does that.
No, yeah.
That's not up to the character?
That is not up to the character.
Yeah.
You can feel conflicted about. You,
You
can
can
feel
feel the
peer
conflicting.
pressured.
But the DM, so when it comes to alignments, and this is his world, but
Tell me, how is Voltaire feeling about sacrificing himself to the devil, essentially?
Voltaire would rather fight solo combat against all of these armies and just die that way than do what we just did.
wow.
But you're okay with having.
So Voltaire had an internal,
Yes.
a strong internal issue with what
Yes.
I feel you.
But he also wants to be helpful and he also wants to save the city, so it's very... He
had-
knows his situation, he knows that he's screwed, so it's challenge.
I feel you.
And he's trying to reconcile that.
Well, for Voltaire, sometimes it's sucks to suck.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose my sister, but you know.
I don't know what anybody's complaining about. Everything's going exactly as I feel it should.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time. Sold my soul to the devil, made a laser beam, like,
But where we left off, you guys
and it's
sold
Friday night.
your soul
Laser beam.
specifically to Garion, who I forgot what they're called. They're not devil lords.
Ooblex.
They are. We'll think of it later. But he is essentially a very high-ranking member of the Nine Hells. He has his own army, which he has promised to bring his faction to your guys' plane
Hopefully it's
to help you guys out with some stipulations. You guys are going to give him the plans on how to build one of these divine lasers. And he requested you guys give him one of the demon lords alive. He then went about his way and said, "See you at midnight." You guys have a meeting with the council here in, we'll say it's probably about 3 in the afternoon, it's about midday. Your meeting's probably around 5:30 to 6. And I would say that you guys have probably had about 2 meetings a day with this council, being the situation you guys are in. Just to remind you of the situation you're in, Bultash currently is about half covered with a fungal dome. It's probably only about 50 feet above the tower at max, and every once in a while it seems like you guys are doing something to keep it from spreading
If you have that
downward towards you guys. The armies of the enemies are pretty much right at the line of where the light is. So all the members of the town, including you guys, as you look out and you see the very last little bit of light, just right on the other side of the light where your vision would just end, you guys would see the faces of the mixture of undead and fungal infected beings that are awaiting warfare with you. We ended where you were running to the tower,
I need brisk haste.
walking to the tower. What are you doing?
I would
Willow?
like to go to the tower, and go to the top of it. I do have a DM question.
Yeah.
So there is part of the spell where I can designate a password, and then a creature that speaks the password as it enters the area takes no damage from the spell. Can your undead, Nazless undead, speak the word and it not affect them? Or could Nazalith say the word to them, however she's like connected to them?
Are you...
Because ultimately I'm casting, ritually casting forbiddance.
Yeah. I will say that I will let you roll. We're going to let the dice decide. I will let you roll for it. If you get a 10 and below, sorry. If you get a 10 and below.
Can I do that before making that decision?
You can, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, I don't want to just all of a sudden, oh, your shit's gone.
No, if you get a 10 and below, you will know that they cannot, you cannot do anything for them.
Okay. What am I rolling? A D?
D20. Right?
D20. If you get a 11 and higher, you know that you have that capability.
And they'll be okay. 10. Fuck.
Nope.
Okay, so I can't. All right. So I'm still going to do it, but I'm not going to just include undead.
Oh, okay.
So.
Technically, I don't think they have undead on their side anymore. There's something else now, aren't they?
Are they undead? What are they?
The creatures you have?
The creatures they have are something else now, aren't they?
It depends.
He just called them undead.
Well, because I know Baphomet has different than
You know
fucking...
that some of them are undead, some of them are fiends.
Right, yeah. The undead, I'm assuming...
You know that the undead...
Because they're humanoids, was what you told us last time, right?
Yes, but I would also classify them as fiends in a way. Baphomet is a fiend himself.
Right.
So when he raises his undead, yes, they are undead, but they're a fiendish undead at that point, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not like a...
traditional material plane undead.
Yes. Right, because my concern is because I can choose one or more, so I'm choosing fiends and undead. My concern is that since she has undead, and they cannot speak the password that they've...
Correct.
So I'm not going to do that.
And with your roll, that's what would happen.
That was what would happen poorly with my roll. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and at the top of the tower, I'm going to take the flower from my hair that Budownik gave me. And then, can I borrow your sage?
I will reach into my pouch and I will place a nice little bushel of sage.
I ground it in my hand, place it on the ground. What are you rolling for?
None of your
okay, sure.
That was a
Yeah.
not your D20 roll.
Are devils considered fiends? Can I stipulate not devils? That's.
I think just.
Because that's what I'm thinking. Because I don't want to include devils, but I thought devils and demons are on their own separate. Are they the same? Are they the fucking
devils are
same?
not considered fiends.
They're not.
No.
Thank you. Okay. Continuing. I'm going to take the sage and put it in the middle. I'm going to take the flower. I'm going to go ahead and light it. And I'm going to say a couple words like, winds guide me, bring health, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to take some holy water, pour it on my head, kind of do something. And then I'm going to cast Forbiddance. I'm going to have the spell affect... where's the list of things? Fiends. Not celestials. No. Yeah, just fiends.
Okay.
So, for you, it lasts for a day, and it goes about 40,000 feet out.
Why are you smiling so much?
Why are you smiling so much?
I'm not on kid.
You're just
No,
like, your
he's
smile's getting
fucking-
bigger and bigger.
Just how he did the fucking command that fucking one day.
Hey, anything.
Fucking
I'm
ass.
sorry for smiling at that.
Wow.
Your poker face is shit.
You're a dick. Just fucking say
You
it.
know what? She called me out for my poker face. You know what my poker face was? I'd be like,
Yeah, he would.
that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
He's gonna
It was
fuck
subtle
with that.
enough that most of the table didn't notice it.
Mine, I know that I'm like having a big smile like this. But anyways,
We need to go.
just
play.
because the roll, I made a roll for something incredible. Just
Excellent.
This is how
Fantastic.
we all die.
Right. So
Wow.
so it protects up to 40,000 feet. The height of 30 feet.
Oh, we're all fucked.
And I'm at the base of the tower.
I really enjoyed
Are
playing
there
this
fiends
campaign
in
with
this
you guys.
tower? Are we losing some of our
So-
radiant energy here?
Right? Whatever. I'm just trying to protect us all. So for the duration, creatures cannot teleport into the area, use portals, such as created by a gate spell, enter area, all this stuff.
Fiends cannot.
Fiends, correct.
Don't
Can she specifically
Right.
designate?
Yeah, I can-
Zuggtmoy?
Because I don't want. Well, I can do something like that. In addition, the spell damages those types of creatures that I choose when I cast it. I can choose one or more, which is the fiends. When the chosen creature enters the spell area for the first time on its turn, it takes either radiant or necrotic, and I choose radiant damage, 5d10. And then, when I cast the spell, I can designate a password, which is kumquat. And a creature who speaks this has no damage from the spell. And the spells can't overlap the area, and if I cast this every day for 30 days in the same location, the spell lasts until it is dispelled. But I'm not spending 30 days here.
Sounds good. You'll have to remind me when that comes into play, if it comes into play. Sounds good.
Cool.
You guys know in Atlantis when that chick is like smoking a cigarette and she's like, we're all gonna die. Chris's smile makes me feel that way.
You guys are fine. So.
And then the last thing I want to do is I want to go to where the lightning beam went first in the last known area of fucking Baphomet.
Right over there.
Yeah, I would like to run to that gate and in front of the gate put my hand down, pour some oils, do some holy water, say a little cantrip for myself.
Yeah, that'd be the southeast gate, by the way.
Southeast.
And as you stand there by the gate, what you would be looking at is this gate. It's pretty much rubble at this point. By the direction of Budownik,
Yeah.
The rubble has kind of been pulled back a little bit, so the gate's not quite where it used to be anymore. The rubble has been pulled back quite a bit to make like some form of wall in like a funneling system for these. For people who would enter. As you stand kind of at the entrance where this gate is, you would be kind of looking out past this rubble into a sea of fiends.
Cool, excellent. And it was what gate? The
Southeast.
Southeast? Excellent. I'm going to stare at them in the eye, and I say, "Thee shall not trespass here."
Oddly familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
shall
I'm
not
going to
trespass.
cast Hollow.
Hallow.
Hollow.
Hallow, right? It's with
Hallow,
an A.
yeah.
Hollow. Yeah.
Hollow.
On this area
Like hallowed.
for
Hollow?
24 hours.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, hello!
Yep.
I would like to also walk up next to her. Reasonable understanding that she's probably done with her spell. And I would like to cast Urinate on the floor, the ground immediately in front. Just literally whip my shit out and pee on these asses. Like, literally full tilt, staring them in the eye, like they're not even there. Pee on the floor.
Yeah, and as you do that, I would say it's kind of like I Am Legend, where he's like staring at them and they're in the shadow. Very similar to that kind of situation, where they're all just kind of looking at you, thirst in their mouth of just wanting to tear you to shreds and eat you in that moment.
After we left the tower, I would have liked to split off, and I would have gone to the temple.
Definitely, and I would say you guys have about 2 hours before you need to be with the council meeting and yada yada yada. So if there's anything else that you guys need to do, let me know. But yes.
I want to go up, and very sullenly, I am just going to fall to my knees right in front of the statue of Emberly.
Yep.
And I'm going to start crying. And I'm going to say, Emberly, I'm so sorry for what happened to you. It does not even seem that you knew what you were giving your life for. And now it seems like all four of us have also done the same. I always felt like I knew the right path in my life. It was always very clear to me what was wrong and what was right. And I do not know anymore. watching my poor little friend there basically sacrifice her life to the devil. It has broken me. And then to be asked to do the same and sacrifice everything that I believe in. But at the same time, I know that I have to save the city. Please do your best to watch over us. And I hope that you are somewhere that is not bad. And I hope to find the right path again in my life. But right now, I am just filled with so much doubt. And I'm just gonna sit there and probably cry for about half an hour.
Okay. Roll a charisma check for me.
Just a general charisma?
Yeah.
20.
Oh wow, very good. As you kind of sit there and cry, I would say that Bultash, the first little while you're sitting there, it's pretty emotional, and as you kind of calm down and come a little bit back to it, it'd be a pretty warm sense that Amberly is kind of with you in that moment, I would say. And you probably feel a little inspiration like towards the end of that as you are. It was a good little moment you had, you know what I mean? Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
While they're doing that, I would have liked to get a short rest in, but I would also like to search for a new glaive. Is that what you use it for? I'd like to search the town for a new glaive for Bultash.
Okay.
See if I can find anything.
Okay, definitely. Sorry, looking up something. Perfect. Roll an investigation check for me.
21.
I'm gonna burn through all the glaives in this fucking city. One at a time.
Have you seen this play?
As you walk around, the front of the town, if you remember, is kind of where most of the commerce occurred. Unfortunately, most of that has been damaged quite heavily from the first portion of battle. You managed to find a metal worker who's just pumping out as many swords and glaives and whatnot as he possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
You do find a glaive. It's of nice craftsmanship and whatnot. However, it is not magical by any means, but you do find a glaive.
Okay, I'd like to pick it up.
Yeah, definitely.
How much is it?
At this point in time, with kind of what's going on, they're just kind of handing things
Okay.
out to people. It's an emergency-based
Okay.
situation.
I will take it, and I will put it on my back until I see Bultash again.
Okay. What are you doing?
I am going to, after I finish peeing, give it 4 shakes in front of them, tuck it away, and then find a nice, quiet area with a table, perhaps, and I'm going to draft the blueprints again
Okay.
for the.
He's an
Boogeyman.
archdevil. That is what that
He's an
is.
archdevil.
Archdevil.
Fantastic. I hope the archdevil can read Celestial because I'm going to write it in Celestial.
Why?
Because
He said he delivered
then he needs me.
Mm.
And if he needs me, then I have a bargaining chip against him. And he never said what language I had to deliver those blueprints in.
Oh.
Okay, perfect. Roll an intelligence check for me for those blueprints.
Can I add my proficiency and stuff for tinkering and whatnot?
Ooh,
Yes.
shite.
Okay. Then I am at a
How many dice tray?
16.
Okay. And while you do that, Willow, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna make my way back to the meeting hall, which I'm assuming where Budonic went to go sit.
Yeah, I'll hang out in the meeting hall. So
Okay.
I'll just sit next to him, just looking.
I will very subtly move my elbow slightly closer.
I won't notice it.
Fair.
I will feel
Literally, your
Whether
character
it's-
notices everything.
Whether it's purposeful or not.
She just like nope. I didn't say
I choose
Yeah.
to ignore
It's
it.
not flirting. It's compassion. She just lost her sister.
I love it.
I would head back that direction as well.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that you would probably catch Bultash as he's coming out of the temple and you are making your way back.
Okay,
to
then I would
him.
walk up to him and I would pull the glaive off. But as I'm pulling the glaive off, I would cast Prestidigitation to make it glitter and shine. Bultash, I found something for you.
Thank you, Nancy. And I'll take it. And I'll put on back and I'll say, I feel like I have failed you for a second time in your life.
In what way?
It is yet another moment of evil that I see you succumb to. And I swore that I would stop that at any cost. But I just did not know what to do in the moment because we also need to save the city. And I worry that every time we do something like this, it puts you at more risk. And you slip further away from the good parts of life. And that's all that I've ever wanted for you, and I feel like I can't.
As a young man tiptoes in the background.
Bultash, I'm surprised that your mind went in this direction. Mostly because the way you're talking seems to be of a viewpoint as if we are not able to fulfill our end of the contract. No ill will come to us if we are able to give Garyon what he wants.
I'm not talking about the rest of the town or anything, but no matter what happens, our souls are now intertwined with devils. I mean, it is
Temporarily.
a situation that I never wanted to see you in again. I have been trying my hardest to protect you in every situation, and I know you do not like that and that you are strong on your own. But still, it feels as though I have failed you one more time. And it feels as though I have failed Emberly. And it feels as though I am not the same person that I thought I was. But I still think of the people of this city and that we have to save them and that they also deserve to be saved, no matter what.
It's not just a matter of saving this town. There's no feasible way for us to leave. There really isn't. Yes, we did this for the town, but we also did this for us, and we also did this for the material plane. This is much larger than anything you could handle on your own, and you know that.
I have no issues sacrificing myself, my soul, my body, anything, if it saves even a single person. But seeing the three people that I care about the most do it willingly one by one, it was just...
It's because we have confidence in our abilities as a team to fulfill our end of the contract. We don't see this as intertwining our souls forever with this archdevil. We see this as a temporary partnership to save the whole realm. Have confidence in our abilities as a team to overcome this.
If anyone has changed their tune, it is you, because literally I gave you an escape map yesterday. Why do you all of a sudden feel like it's worth fighting for?
Again, if I had left, I would have died. There's no way I would have been able to make it out.
I'm not doubting our need to fight, and my will to fight will be strong. but it just, at this point, it feels like I am at my lowest yet again in my life.
I wish you did not feel that way. I hope you can have confidence in our abilities to meet the requirements of the contract and trust that we will not be bound to carry on for long term.
What time of day is it?
It is about 5 o'clock. You guys are coming.
5 p.m.
Yeah, you guys have about 30 minutes to get to your meeting with the council.
Okay.
At any point in time, have we passed some sort of jeweler of any kind, or any kind of like fancy place that maybe had a rather large gem just hanging around that I could have pocketed at some point in time?
Roll a D20 investigation check for me.
What type of glaive did I give Voltaire?
Just a regular glaive.
Yeah, it's just a standard glaive.
16.
I would say yes, you do find a broken gem stored. Some gems all over the place.
If there is the opportunity for a large emerald, I would like to just.
I would say with that roll, you don't necessarily get a large emerald. You can find an emerald. I'm gonna let you find a pretty standard size, average like ring emerald. Like it's gonna be pretty small. As the emeralds go.
Okay, I can work with that.
Question, just a D&D question.
Yeah.
For like spells that require like a certain so there's diamonds worth 300 gold, and the spellcaster attempts to do it with like 200 diamonds worth of gold. Does it like partially work, or do you roll on that, or does it just straight up fail?
I'm sorry. What was that?
So like, as an example, for like a spell that requires diamonds worth 300 gold, and the spellcaster attempts it with diamonds worth 200 gold. Is that an immediate fail, or do you have them roll on it,
Technically, the spell wouldn't be able to take off.
at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have a shit ton of money, so I'm imagining we.
I was just curious because he was asking that, and I know certain
Yes.
spells are like
You
have
all
to
are
have.
very wealthy individuals, philanthropists, if you will, of Hathaway.
Playboy Millionaire Philanthropist.
And
Took off the suit and wore it.
yes. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in the last 30 minutes here? You guys have had some conversations. I would imagine you guys are now gathered back in the tavern together where you guys are staying.
I was actually rather fond of this feature right here. I really think it makes it just that much easier to move around the tower. That said, well, we've already lost some of our own.
We keep talking about this.
And I know that, Nazla, you expressed concern that you couldn't be of any utility in this fight.
Well, we're avoiding using fire, and necromantic magic doesn't work against necromantic magic.
But radiant damage does. And while there are a great many things that you can do, this fight is not exactly tuned to your specialties. And this weapon, I don't believe many people could use it. I believe that it takes a certain level of awareness and consciousness and intelligence to operate. And so I was wondering if perhaps you'd want to man the laser beam.
Oh my god.
Woman, the laser beam.
Woman.
I have no problem with that as long as Willow has no hang-ups with that.
I don't see how I would.
I think my martial prowess is better suited for the ground, personally.
Okay.
Laser beam's a little cooler now, isn't it?
It's a lot to read through.
I will need you to go over the mechanics.
So it isn't even. Did you read it?
Yes, use my sisters.
That said, I believe it's about time to head to the council.
Aren't we already there waiting?
Well, yeah, we're already
I
there.
thought we went
Yeah.
to the...
You guys were at the tavern. I'd say
That's
you
what I
guys
thought.
were walking. You might have been starting your way down.
Oh.
Yeah. Start my way.
No.
To the council meeting. As you guys walk in, there is again the same round table. The council members that you guys are rather familiar with. Arthrop being one of them at the table with you guys, who you now know a little more personally.
Yeah.
Quick aside. How many things are you attuned to?
Let me take a look here.
It's a max of 3, right?
Yep.
Well, I can do 5, but...
Well, just toot your own horn there, aren't you?
I'm going to unclip my cloak, and I'm going to be like...
And what is this?
That is a cloak of protection, and you can attune to it immediately.
Oh, thank you very much. I love it. I've always thought that would look very good in a cloak.
And as you put on your cloak and approach the table, wowzers! The council members, along with the king, are sitting there. There's a small discussion going on about the update of the day, how things are going as far as the fungal growth from above, where the enemy lies, things that they...
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this? I'll stop.
This will I'm like...
Sorry.
You look like David Bowie from Labyrinth.
I was just like, well, it felt nice in my hands, so I was like,
Brendan's ball.
no, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, this is calming me down. I don't know how.
Director of photography.
Like, I don't know what the hell we're gonna be doing
Funny.
next. I'm sorry.
It's just like funny because you're all making eye contact about it, and we're like,
You're right.
That's why I laughed. I was like, oh,
Sorry.
everyone's looking. You guys would have a discussion about my yawning issues. And then,
stop it, it's contagious.
I know, that's why I keep doing it.
Oh!
You guys would have a discussion about the day. Towards the end of the session, they would get onto the topic of the devil, your guys' contract with the devil.
They're just speaking openly about this.
Very openly about this.
Well, I mean, the king knew we were going, and Arthrop's there, so not
Voltaire's a
surprising.
little off.
You would have an understanding at this point that the majority of the council here
Our followers.
they're followers, if not Diabolista themselves. As they kind of speak openly about this, they kind of piggyback off of your guys' original game plan to kind of turn off the light, suck them in, ignite that light again, and figure some things out. They're kind of in a mode of desperation at this point. They're getting low on food. There's only a couple days of rations left, and it's becoming a worrisome situation.
Did we tell them about the?
Oh yeah, no, they actually brought it up to us.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, they would all know about that. And I would say that unless you guys have anything rather specific you'd like to talk about, as far as like planning goes or anything like that.
No, I'm going night night.
They would pretty much be
We can't
set on those conversations.
Or at least take a
and they
rest.
would have the conversation of what's going to happen at midnight, where are they meeting, so on and so forth. You guys would get a little bit of that plan in place just as you're sitting at the table, where they say that they are going to do this pretty much right in front of the statue, kind of on the edge of where the warfare is happening. They have a liquid, a gasoline-esque liquid, if you will, but it's much stickier. It's almost like a maple syrup in texture. Think of like napalm, if you will. They are going to spread a line of this for as far as they can in front of this statue or in that area, ignite it, and that will summon a gate for the army to then enter from that point. So the goal is the longer that they can go, the more that people can fit through that gate at once.
Mm-hmm.
They end their counseling session with you guys.
One question here. So, the army is being summoned at midnight. Are we starting the attack at midnight as well? Is this just a spring into action, or are we waiting for...
Might as well.
There's no time like the present.
Would you like to start it before they get here?
No.
There could be some sort of way that maybe we could use that to our advantage. Surprise, here's an army of devils.
Could be beneficial.
We should make sure that they
We keep
hold
trying.
true on their contract before we do this, though.
I agree.
Because what if we start and they don't show up?
We wait for them.
You're talking to the cult of the damned over here. I think they're pretty confident their gods are going to show up.
They will
No
show up.
offense, of course. Maybe we can draw their attention to one side of the battlefield, summon the demons, and then or the devils, apologize, and have them attack from behind. I assume at this point they have no understanding that we would even do something like this.
Not sure what they think is going on here, but if you have any ideas on how we can get a quick attack on them first, I'm all ears.
Lord of the Shields.
What?
Lord,
You mean turn the light off?
turn the light off.
Is that even something we can do? Is it a flip, a switch that we can flip?
We leave somebody in the tower. They charge the first bolt. The shields drop. The armies are waiting. But the real issue is, and I'm gonna try something. I'm going to in Infernal. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna in Infernal, and I'm going to. What was his title?
Who?
Garion's
Ubla?
title?
He is
Oh, he's an archdevil.
I'm going to put my hand on
Specifically-
the ground.
Archdevil of Dis, which you would know is the second layer of hell.
I'm going to put my hand on the ground. And in Infernal, I'm going to say, Garion, Archdevil of Dis, summon thee to this Council of War. Make yourself known that you will be present in our time of need and not abandon us to be waylaid by your enemies.
He did sign a contract with us.
He said I could summon him.
Did you say waylaid?
Wade.
I think you
Yeah,
As
waylaid.
Did I say
as
waylaid?
you,
Laid waste.
Laid
say
to
that
waste.
The mark on your hand, the now scab on your hand, begins to almost burn. Nothing around you really occurs or happens, other than a couple chuckles that you get from the table. He doesn't lie. What are you doing?
Bodanik, you might have insulted him. He does not come like a dog at any command.
Said I could summon him.
For the purposes
Very
of
well.
war.
I mean, what better than planning? Alright, well, if you guys are confident, then at midnight I say we strike.
Yep.
maybe like 11:50.
Gets this over with.
I think like 0001, personally.
So we're not going to try and distract them on one side and then have them be pincer moved on the other side by the demon,
I
the
think we're
devils?
pretty much surrounded. So wherever they show up, they're pretty much just going to start their attack.
Yep.
I don't see what we're actually waiting for at this point.
Yep.
Perfect. And we will end the council session there. On that note, you guys kind of have a small little game plan in place. As you guys leave the counseling session, again, if there's anything you want to do before now at midnight, do it now.
I do have something. I'm going to take off my left leg of armor, and I am going to start bending and twisting it in the way that I know it can, because, you know, modular armor or whatever. And I'm going to form it and then, you know, rethink it, and then, you know, joints and things like that, and little actuators. I'm going to take 3's yellow gem, the big yellow gem that 3 uses, and I'm going to stick it in the center, and then I'm going to take the green emerald that I found and twist it into the eye socket of this now bunny rabbit. But specifically a bunny rabbit with horns, a jackalope, if you will. And I'm going to snap my fingers and do the step, and then 5 is going to wake up, and I'm going to look at him and be like, 5, do not leave her alone. You know what to do in the event of an emergency. And that's really all there is to it, partner. Stick with her, and let's really to the end. Alright?
Are you doing this
Good
in
job.
front of us?
I don't know, wherever you guys are at, and then the jackalope is going to
Who is her?
bound gently towards you.
Is this my...
I just thought, you know, the horns might, you know, make it feel more familiar to you, you know, with your...
familiar, funny.
Ha! I'm gonna go to the base of the tower and sit on one of the steps and take a nap.
Okay. You can tell your meeting time?
Midnight is when we're meeting.
Till midnight.
Yeah.
Just gonna take a nice little
What time is it
siesta.
currently?
I would say about 10:30.
Fuck, that took that long? Shit. It
Yeah.
was a 5-hour meeting?
Although we did it quickly here, yes, it was a very long meeting. There's many topics for you to go over and plans and demands and yada.
I would like to continue reading over the Radiant book if I hadn't finished it already.
Okay, I would say that you about finished it at this
Okay.
point in time. Again, not much you're gonna learn off. You learned the one spell.
Yep.
And outside of that, it's really like more complicated for people who are very much into radiant magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little over your head after that one spell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in time you can get it down.
Okay. Then I'll just hold on to it for now.
Get some
Definitely.
assistance from someone who is radiant savvy.
It would take some practice.
He doesn't want to
together.
break my character too much.
It would take some practice together, put it that way. But we will say that you guys...
I would also do some coaching with her to make sure she understands how to use the tower.
Yeah, definitely. At about midnight comes, you
Laser.
guys meet up with the cult, specifically... back to names. Specifically, King Quintar would have been there, along with Arthrop and Krisha. They bring out in kind of like a cart, almost like a wheelbarrow, this oily liquid. It is, it's almost clear in color. It smells very strong of almost of an alcohol. And you watch as they begin drawing a line, kind of right in front of your statue, your grandfather's statue, I should say, in that part of the city where you have some of the funneling leading to. As they do that,
Question, is your plan to set this on fire? I forget. Okay, that's a really bad idea. Just saying.
Do you have any other way for a portals of hell to get there.
Oh, no, absolutely. I thought it was to prevent them from passing through it, but they actually love fire, but Portal to Hell works. Believe everything I just said. I'm sorry. Continue. Carry on.
It is time to light, so whenever you are ready, we will
Light away.
we will ignite. And as the clock hits midnight, you watch as Arthrop goes and grabs the torch. And as he begins to walk towards what is the oil on the ground, a very large boulder hits him. Boom! It just wipes him out across the floor in front of you guys. I will roll his damage in a second. I'm going to need you all to roll initiative for me. The roll I was laughing at earlier is I rolled a time roll to see what time I was going to start this battle. It rolled for midnight.
Oh my god.
Notice how conveniently.
I was dying.
Can we have an orc with a torch start running towards this thing and just a
We'll do
while arrows are...
I can cast fire.
Yeah, we'll do all that stuff in a minute.
Those orcs were terrifying.
They were terrifying, man. The fucking makeup on those things, dude.
Yeah.
Lordy.
For now, I'm going to say that this is going to be the scene. Here is the line. Yeah, we'll move it back.
Man, first time I've named my character in so long.
There's the line
Seriously,
back
it's been-
there.
There's
It's been 84 years.
Back in my day, you started battle early.
When I used to play D&D, we actually battled once in a while.
We actually bad.
Man, we've been leading up to this fight.
I know. This fight initially was just gonna be like kind of nonsense, but now we've hyped it up so much.
It's gonna be like a 2 episode.
Right.
I'm still in the tower, so I'm not even near this shit.
I mean, midnight. I think we all have been near stations pulling up to midnight.
Yeah, you said you'd sleep till...
Oh, until I did say that. Thank you. I did say that. Yeah, you're right. Just want to make sure
I
I'm
would say, as
playing
you
by
guys
what
see
I
in here,
said.
the boulder that you guys see, when I say boulder, I'm talking the size of a straight up building around you comes in and collides with Arthrop, killing him instantly. I mean, he's a now blood splatter
Jesus.
on the floor.
Did he light the line?
What was that?
Did he light his little line to hell?
He didn't. You would have watched the torch fall to the ground right next to him.
Jesus.
And as you kind of look up to kind of figure out where that came from, what was happening, you do see off in the distance another very large mound flying in. It looks like it's going to take a little while to hit you guys. You also happen to see flying on a dragon, a very large creature who
I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck, here we go, dude.
Dragon.
looks something along the lines of that.
That looks like a Baphomet.
Yep.
Flying on.
This looks like an Orcus.
Flying on that creature, that is Baphomet.
God
As you are watching
wish that was
Baphomet
Orcus.
fly in on the
Those
back
guys
of this
seem different.
creature, I would say that you guys are a good 150 feet from the tower, which is going to be back here a ways.
How far
I
in
mean,
the air is
assumably-
he?
Maybe 100 feet. Sorry, 100 feet.
The
How
assumption
many people on the
I
tower?
think
They
would
look
be-
about. They look about.
Here I am going to toss it to you.
A quarter mile out, coming in towards you guys as he kind of flies on in. Behind him, just a little ways, you'd see Zuggtmoy flying herself into position at this point.
That
the
gliding
assumption-
bitch.
it is midnight, right?
It is midnight.
So
on
we would
the
have
spot.
been to some degree prepared for this. Like we would have been at station because we said
Yeah.
we're starting at
Yes,
midnight.
you guys said you were starting at midnight.
so all
so
of us
our
would
character-
be in
so-
our different
you
respective
guys
locations.
are.
She's at her tower.
Yes.
I would say that I've already said a couple of you guys are down on the floor.
I would gladly be down there.
Yeah, I'd be down there too.
Yeah, I'm already still.
Or
she'd be up in her
you're gonna be
tower.
up in the tower.
We would have been at
Five
battle
would've been
station.
right
You're
behind you.
undead. What are you doing with them?
I would leave. So I have 6. I would leave rapport with them, and I would have commanded them to defend my friends to the best of their ability. So,
She called us her
3 will be dutifully assigned to each of them,
I'm listening.
and then 1 will just be a free for. He'll just kind of go where he feels like he needs to go.
Move back and forth
Yeah.
between.
I'm stayed at the freaking.
And then 2 of them will be with me up at the tower.
Yeah, we're gonna use this as a
Oh
tower.
man. Fucking zipper.
Zipper.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to my tower.
I don't know if you're Jamaican or not. What's going on?
It should match if you move that. If you put it underneath the mat, it should be okay.
Oh yeah, you probably slide with you.
It's heavy.
And when they're not defending my friends, I want the 4th one to be actively attacking anything that comes at them.
Okay.
I'm at the base of the tower.
I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell.
I would say you're at the tower. You're gonna be operating the cannon. We're just gonna use this as a cannon for now.
Yeah. Look at that big
The
fucking
laser.
cancer.
That'll
Big
essentially
dick,
be your
dude.
laser beam.
Big
You got
dick.
Your 2 undead down there. We'll leave an undead by each one of you guys. You said you're gonna be towards the tower.
Yeah, I'm at the base of it.
Just for
What is the line?
just for game's sake, the line is the oil pattern that got.
Is that close to the tower?
I was gonna say, just for game's sake, the tower's this close. In reality, I'm going to say that I'll put some dice on it, but one of these lines is going to be a 50-foot mark, or a 100-foot mark, I'm sorry, in between.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So from me
So
to
right
that
about
line.
there, this line we'll use that's 100 feet.
Also-
so the tower's 105, 10, 15, 20, 25
Knowing that
feet
we were
from the
coming
line.
here, I would have cast telepathic ritual.
Definitely.
Telepathic bond on us.
Where are you at?
I'm at the front line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you guys there. You got one. You got one. You got one. You're at the base of the tower, so you're 150 feet away. You guys are watching the enemy essentially fly in. You guys see another large boulder coming at you guys. You guys have about 6 seconds to react. So what are you guys doing? I'll give you one free round of your action, like a movement or an action, or movement action, bonus action. What do you guys need?
I'm whipping out a torch and I'm dropping it on the fire.
I was gonna cast a scorching ray at it.
Okay, if you're doing that. Then.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't waste. Does that waste a spell slot for you, Mike?
It does, but I don't care.
Okay.
I'd rather a spell slot to summon an army. That's pretty good. I will point 3 fingers at the line, and I will say Sonyeka, and just fire erupts from the fingers, and the line hopefully ignites.
Yes, definitely. And as it ignites, you would watch the flames climb unusually high behind you as you guys are now standing in front of a wall of flames. It's probably about 35 feet up in the air and 40 feet up in the air in places. As this wall of flames begins climbing up and up and up, it gets to a certain level where the whole wall just turns into almost a solid, red magical color. Still hot, and it's still a flame. However, you begin seeing marching out of it an army of imps, hellhounds, tieflings, devil,
Fuck yeah!
Abishai.
God yeah! Fucking Abishire showed up, dude!
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
They're like fucking dragon people, but different from him.
Yes. And you begin
They're
seeing
fucking scary.
kind of
Abishire, no fucking joke.
kind of a whole army begin pouring out of this flame and running towards the front line of the
Free action, can I draw my sword and turn and just start running?
I'm gonna draw my glaive and I'm gonna turn towards Budavnik and I'm gonna be like, for Emberly.
Remember,
I'll say that through the mind
And
link
then-
as well.
Through the mind.
Can
Through the
I
mind
do
link.
my free action to go up to the tower where Nazlith is?
you wanna blink up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just say your undead character is gonna be running up there real quick. But
Agatha's run past the tree.
Am I able to do
No,
anything
Hagrid's
else,
up
or I'm
there
just
with
gonna stay
me.
up there?
If you're blinking,
I
I'll let
have,
you do something.
Chris, just so you know, I
Okay,
have
cool.
assigned specific undead to them, so if one,
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of the hit points for each one.
Okay, perfect.
So that way it's...
I'm gonna go ahead and stand behind Nazlith, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my hands on the side of her temple, standing behind her. I'm gonna say, "Winds protect thee from death," and I'm gonna give her Death Ward for 8 hours.
Definitely, you guys.
To end this campaign, the last thing that needs to happen, Hagatha needs to get like the last hit on Argus.
Yeah.
Like Hagatha needs
Hagatha's
to be.
not
Agatha
looking too
jumps
good,
off
guys.
a building, just sacrifices herself.
Like that, what's that Rain of Fire where he's like, ah,
Yeah.
like with the axe and shit?
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, she's
But
not...
you know where she actually hits.
Orcus
him,
grabs her by the throat. She drops her knife.
Yeah.
Just fucking jabs him in the ribs.
Bolts
Yeah.
and Arya.
She's
nice.
at Half-Life right now, I'm telling you right now, though, so she
Half-Life
can't...
dice.
We gotta
Yeah.
make her.
False dice.
Half-Life dice.
Oh my god.
I'm starting a company, by the way.
A competing dice company, bring it. We'll squash you.
Yes, and you begin seeing this line of enemies
Guys are all
kind of
very
pour
good,
out
fucked up.
slowly, one at a time.
So you're Death Ward right now.
Oh boy. I've been waiting for a
So
battle.
we have a free action, does that mean I can launch this thing off, or is that too much for a free action?
Shoot the laser.
Yeah.
You are more than welcome to get one shot in on the laser. You have the distances there. I will tell you that the enemy army is. Sorry, I'm like. putting random shit in places.
Disadvantage.
The enemy army is going to be about right here.
Did they go through the southeast gate?
You will be seeing them standing there. They're still just standing,
Okay, because I can't go
patiently
through it.
waiting. But the gate is literally like the rubble for it is kind of like.
So
right
even
here.
Baphomet has not entered into the light bubble,
Correct.
right?
He also can't. Neither of them can drop in as soon as they get 30 feet.
And I would say that
Yeah,
you
she
guys
did
kind
hollow
of have the.
on the.
I did Hollow on the gate, and then I did Forbidden at the base of the tower for all of
You
this.
guys have kind of piled up the
Armies.
armies have piled up some of the
So how far out is the army in Baphomet right now?
rubble out.
Oh my god, everybody.
Oh, who'd you break?
And Nazlith dies.
Did you break Nazlith?
I hope not. No, she's fine.
Her staff is still there?
Yeah.
Break Voltaire.
Voltaire's already broken.
Son of
It wasn't me.
Hey man, your staff's looking a little weird.
All of my minis break, and none of them are my fault.
I mean, I keep mine in the original. Like, I still have the box that was shipped in.
No, he touched the staff and it broke.
It literally just.
You should get
Sitting
you
right
should
here.
get the thing file for it. It's like $5, and then just.
$8.
Can I have the area of effects as well, please?
I wanted to, and she's like, "Where are you? Almost down like I can't pay
No,
that."
I told him he could. I said you gotta pay the $8 for it. Mitch, Chris,
Just
quit
make it
playing
a army.
minis.
Make an
What?
army
So
of
quit-
fucking
quit playing
warlocks
minis.
and fucking dragonborns.
I mean, that's the cool thing. I'd be able to get blank ones, so they wouldn't all be Voltaire color. You could do Dragonborns and they'd just be Dragonborns.
They'd all just be holding broken
Holding
staffs.
broken
They all
Yeah,
have
should have done this a
liches
little
now.
bit beforehand.
We do have an army of liches.
Well, they all got liches. I gave them all a lich. Playing minis. They're
Oh,
gonna
here's
die.
I was looking for this guy. Boom. So kind of keep an eye out where you are. You guys are watching as this army is beginning to like come out of this flame slowly. It's like 10 of them at a time. And as they kind of come out, they kind of look around and just continue marching forward as they see you guys. And not their
Just
enemy
imagine lines of a legion, just like.
of choice.
Like,
As this is occurring, you guys are watching this other rock hurl in towards you. I already made my dice roll for that, and that's going to.
Wait. Do I get to do my free action?
Yeah, what's your. Oh, yes, shoot. Yes.
But how far out is the army, though?
The army from you is going to be. This is 125, 130, 40. Alright, 40, 50. 190 feet from you.
so you can
190.
shoot right in front of.
Should I try and blast them or the rock, though? I'm going to mentally ask you guys, which does not take an action.
Honestly, with the way it's set up, the way we design this is so that they will come to us. So they're going to hit us inside the city. And when that happens, we'll fight them. Which means that there's going to be forces back here that you can just blow up constantly. We won't be in the line of fire.
Yeah.
So should I shoot the army or the rock?
Oh. Dealer's choice.
Pass that over to
The rock would probably save more lives.
I will attempt to shoot the rock that's coming in.
Definitely. And as you look up at the rock with my roll, it's actually coming right at you, Nazareth.
Okay.
So as this rock begins coming in at you, I'm going to give you your movement to fire and aim at it. So the way that this thing is going to move is we have some squares up here. Each square is going to be 5 feet of movement.
Okay.
This thing, I forgot to write this down, can only move 20 feet of movement per turn. On that rail. That's like how much it takes you to kind of push this thing around.
Okay.
And I have the squares available to you. I
So-
aimed it at the rock. So yeah, go ahead and
I have a question, Chris.
I have an answer.
I have a spell called Expeditious Retreat. Can I use that on this movement thing here? It would just essentially allow me to do, like, double movement.
Yeah, I would say that you have the ability where if you wanted to, yes, you could do that.
Okay.
Is that an action or a bonus
It's
action?
a bonus action.
Okay.
Ooh.
If it's a bonus action, I will let it go, and you will still be able to keep your turn.
Okay, so I will... Let me read this over. Okay, so I will cast Expeditious Retreat so that I can double the movement if I need to. So at this point, I can do up to 40 feet with it.
How long does that last?
10 minutes.
Guys, I don't think we could have fucking... I really don't think there's much more we could have done.
To set up a cooler fucking situation.
Seriously.
Like, this is awesome.
This is fucking dope.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay, hold on,
There
sorry.
is kind of the moment of like, oh shit, this guy just died in front of us.
They're, like,
Oh
right at
shit,
it.
we can't worry about that. You know what I mean?
It's a pretty wide hole. It's supposed to be like 60 feet wide or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, the whole
so I will
60
try and shoot the
That's too
rock
big.
out of the air then.
Roll to attack.
This
It's
is
a
60.
D20 plus what I think I gave you a plus 6 on there.
Yes, plus
Chris,
6.
how wide is the opening to the entry point of the wall?
Well, my question to you is how long?
That's not 60 feet.
How big would you have made it? Just curious.
No. This is her hollow spell.
Oh, okay. So how big's this?
That says 60.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, that's not.
It's a 15-foot radius.
So then what would I do? Would that be this
Sorry,
one?
what'd you roll?
This is a 60
17.
foot range.
17
This is
will
only 10
hit
meters.
the rock.
Okay.
It's traveling through the air.
Bigger.
Okay.
Barely.
Bigger circle.
Nine.
So the
That actually
damage...
That had a pretty tough DC.
So 6 d10. So let me grab d10.
Does she need to roll for damage on the rock?
She will have to roll for damage. on
This is
the
a
rock.
20 foot
Okay,
radius.
let me pull out some more d10s.
It's a
Because
60
I'm going to
foot
need them
line.
all.
So
I got
it's
them.
this wide.
Okay,
Yeah,
so all
let's
my
do that.
d10s. There's 1,
Okay, so,
2,
Topher.
3.
Yeah.
She cast this spell. It would encompass a 60 foot radius. That's
So 120 foot diameter.
120?
Yeah.
I think that's
this is a 30 foot radius,
Holy shit.
so twice as big as this.
Is there one?
This is 100.
There won't be a circle in there that's that big. You're gonna
This
have
is
to just
100.
grab a.
6. Oh.
So literally, like, she basically blocked off the whole entry point.
Yeah.
Anything that wants to move through has to fight her spell.
Yeah.
As well as, so what's 40,000 feet?
40,000 feet. That's
40,000
several.
feet.
That's several miles. That's 8 miles.
Cool, then they're all gonna have to roll.
Okay. Alright, so it's radiant force and fire damage.
7 miles of change.
Okay, Chris, I'm rolling for the
Yeah,
boulder.
definitely do.
Okay,
I'm just trying to make our effects a little cooler. Don't mind me.
Ooh, I got 3 9s in that. I got another 9. Okay, I have damage for you when you're ready, Chris.
I'm ready.
Okay, so there is 37 points of radiant damage, 9 points of force damage, and 8 points of fire damage.
Nice. And the rock was in its last phase. I was getting ready to make you roll a dexterity check. It was within its last, 60 feet descent of you.
Mm-hmm.
As you aim up this very last second, you aim up this laser and you fire away. You managed to hit it. If you didn't hit it, this thing was going to still do some serious damage to you. You managed to blow up the rock entirely.
Yes.
I would say it was probably around 50 feet away from the tower as this huge rock comes in. You all would have seen it towards the last second and then just watch it get blown to pieces and watch softball-sized chunks of rock hit the side of this tower and kind of fall to the ground.
Just avoid it, don't get a concussion.
With the laser up there.
Some dude on the ground.
So
like, what?
they are all, I'm assuming, 40,000 feet within.
7.5 miles.
Yes.
So then I need a roll for their radiant damage.
Okay.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Did you read that spell? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 40,000 foot radius.
For radiant?
Yeah, it's a touch, and then the area is 40,000 feet.
Damn.
So 10,
I love it.
11, 12, 13.
40,000 square feet?
17.
It's a 40,000 foot area, so it's a 7.5 mile circle, which means that from the center point, it's 3.25 miles out.
Okay.
19. So they get 19 points of radiant damage.
Everybody.
Everyone
That
who are fiends.
Yeah, definitely. And you watch as a couple of the smaller fiends in the front, like that was enough to wipe out a couple little guys here and there. The majority of the army is still standing, but you at least weakened a lot of them.
The entire army.
the entire army was all just like,
Everybody.
what was that?
And this always
Peter!
happens on the first time. Well, so let me ask this. So they enter the spell area for the first time on a turn, or it starts its turn there. So is it the start of their turn that I do this?
Do it this. We'll role play this at the start of your turn
Cool.
every time. And now I need you all, as this battle is coming to your doorstep, to roll for initiative.
10.
The start of my turn, I'll do this. Okay.
I feel like that chunk usually rolls well for you.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
I am rolling the chunk because of the gravity of the battle.
There's a bit around the back.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll be.
Battle
back up.
desires a large, chunky die. Are you rolling your chunk too, Chris?
Nope.
You're not? The
I rolled
mushroom?
my little mushroom one you gave me. It was a 20.
Fuck.
Fuck you.
I shouldn't have given mushroom dice.
False
I'm
life
still
dice.
having to like
wow.
remember.
Fucking so good.
Somewhere.
I took a picture of my 12 because I was like, wow, they're attacking at midnight. This is fucking amazing.
That means both
Too
armies are ready.
Too good.
The battle of 3 armies.
It was literally like as you guys are prepping, they were gonna just kind of show up.
Well, at least it wasn't earlier than 12.
Right. Sweet. Udani.
10.
10. Willow.
4.
4. Naslet.
17.
17. Voltaire.
14.
14. You know what your enemy got? Let me gather some enemy stats real quick. This is going to take me
I'm gonna pee
a
then while
small
you do
second.
And we'll be back next week.
Right.
Good stream tonight, guys.
So what does your weapon do? Is it slashing, piercing? What is
What's
it?
that weapon?
My sword?
Is it slashing, or what
Slashing.
weapon do you usually use?
Well, right now I'm using a. I don't know what I'm using.
What are you using to fight?
A great sword.
Okay, what does that do? Slashing? Or
Slashing.
piercing? What does your sword do? Is it slashing or piercing?
Slashing.
So slashing.
You know what? No, I take that back because I need to use my shield for this fight, or else I'm fucked. So I'm using a longsword.
So is that still
Slashing.
Slashing. Okay. By the way, for the hollow, the other extra effect is energy vulnerability. So any affected creature in the area also is vulnerable to slashing damage.
Okay.
Like, everything about you radiates that you don't want to fucking do this whole entire
don't.
battle scene,
Don't.
but you're killing it.
Right.
You're fucking doing such a good job, man.
Sometimes you just gotta check later, so.
But to ignore their vulnerability, they have to roll a charisma saving throw if they want to try. But they can't enter it anyways.
Okay. So the way that this is going to work is for the first round, because they were kind of so far away from you guys. The Zuggtmoy and Baphomet are going to make their way within the.
So if they come 30 feet to us from the ground, they're in trouble. If they are on the ground and they come in 40 feet, then they will take some damage.
What's that?
You'll watch as Baphomet lands at his line where the light ends, and the green Dracolish lands behind him. As this kind of happens, Zuggtmoy, way up in the air. It's very hard to see where she's at exactly, but she's kind of floating.
Wait, he landed?
He landed on the line in front of you guys as you guys did your that's his initiative orders. He was essentially showing up in landing.
Hollow is a circle, isn't it?
Hollow is, it's a dome circle.
Oh, okay, so it's not that line.
It's not that line, it goes out.
It's that line in a circle.
In a circle.
I feel
Plus
you.
20 feet.
I feel you.
Sorry,
I feel you.
yeah, so you
Yeah,
can-
yeah, you're good. You're good. In Hollow, so literally none of these people would be. Hollow, he's gonna be right outside your circle.
We'll do the same
corner.
thing. We'll fucking,
kind of like
that's
on the
like,
outside.
each one of those squares is like 20 feet.
Right. Just for the sake to keep him on camera,
that's fine.
I'm gonna move him up. But yeah, he's kind of at the front line, right where your Hollow is,
Okay.
right on the other side of it. He would be keenly aware of his surroundings, put it that way.
Roll perception.
Zuggtmoy, you guys would see that Zuggtmoy goes up a couple 100 feet and is kind of floating above you guys.
Couple
Cool.
hundred.
For Zuggtmoy's turn, she is going to
I think so. Pretty big.
take an action where she begins collapsing the half dome that is above you guys and above the tower.
So we're getting down some nasty
All of a
scores,
sudden,
guys.
it'll have mass and weight.
As this occurs,
Hold my breath.
who wants to make a tower roll for me to see how much fungus manages to hit this tower and stick and kind of cover?
So you want a high
as
number or a
opposed to
low
what
number?
happens.
What's
so
better
basically,
for us?
what's going to happen is
That
anywhere
depends on who else.
1 through 5, a lot of this fungus is going to stick to the tower. You're going to have a little bit of issues with the tracks of your weapon. You're going to have some things happening inside the tower. 6 through 10, it won't be as bad, but it's still happening, right? So you might slow down a little bit on your tracks, not as much as if it's a 1 through 5. And so there are some things that happen with this. If you roll just a 11 through 16, the only thing that's going to happen will end up being the exterior, whereas the 1 through 10 fungus gets on the interior a little bit as well. And then a 16 through a 20, nothing really will occur to you guys. It'll be, you get hit with this, there's a little bit of damage done, but nothing really occurs. And I do have a damage
No, I
for
rolled
the
it.
tower. So, who wants to roll the d20?
I won't.
You?
I won't.
They're all staring at me.
You do it.
I mean,
It's either
I'm looking
Mike
for
or you.
confirmation here.
I mean, I'll do it.
No, you're
I'll do it.
no.
I mean,
Nope. Nope, we're good. Thank you, though.
Rock, paper, scissors?
You,
Go for it.
It's your contraption. You roll for it.
Gotta roll high. This is on you.
Oh, I'm gonna Google it. Watch this over me.
What'd you fucking roll, man? What'd you fucking roll?
It's over. That's a big old 3 there, bud.
with your 3, as the half dome of fungus begins collapsing and dropping on top of the tower in that half of the city, mind you. The tower gets a couple spots where, like I said, it has the 3 openings. Some of those openings begin to get filled with fungus, and the light begins to start dimming out in some areas, maybe not covering so many areas as it was previously. The tracks to your new fancy laser just get soaked in fungi. With that roll, this fungi happens to be very just sticky and wet and gloppy as it hits. It just kind of sticks to whatever it hits on.
Can I hold my breath?
I had cast Expeditious Retreat, which doubled the movement. Does that just make it normal movement now?
It will negate it to regular movement. You're actually going to be at half movement now.
So
normally,
20 instead of the 40.
Correct. Normally you will be at 10 without that Expeditious Retreat. On top of that, there's some things that are happening with the light. And as you kind of look around Nazlith, you will see this fungus is still moving. This is not just a plant that is sitting here. There's obviously something else going on with this as you watch the fungus in its like blob form begin to move and crawl up the walls and begin
As
to
a
take
reaction, can I
shape.
put on my filter?
You
No.
can, yes.
Okay.
I feel like we
Can I hold
probably
my
would have
breath?
filtered
Pull
up.
down your filters. I would say at least the people up here, you two, can do that. I'm gonna roll for damage for the tower real quick. Perfect. And as this plant, Nazlith, you very specifically, along with Willow being up in the top of the tower, the plant has hit first. You will watch as the plant sits in one area of the tower. It seems to move around a little bit until it gets to a spot. Once it gets to a spot, it sinks into the actual stone of the tower, and you begin seeing like the cracks on the stone just kind of widen, just little by little. Again, 6-second period, so there's not a whole lot that's happening within that 6 seconds. But you can kind of see that this fungus is causing some form of damage.
Telepathically, I would let them know because it does not take an action.
Oh yeah. And she's still gonna sit at her 200 feet, kind of above the tower here.
Make a left hand.
Okay. Sorry, this is where it becomes complicated for me. Where art thou?
I can't do it right now.
Oh, there we
It
are.
would. I couldn't maintain an Expeditious Retreat though.
Yeah, but you get that movement back. Clear out the fungus.
Your spell up
So
at the
you
front,
out.
you will notice as Baphomet does a level 8 dispel magic. Your dome that you have sitting up there
He's got to burn a spell to do that. So
manages to
Hollow?
to go out. Yeah.
Cool.
we still got a stretch, like, it's at least 120 feet between us and the army right now, right?
Yep. Yeah. You guys are good.
Perfect.
You got some time. And as this kind of drops, you will notice that with your bad roll, specifically, some of the light begins to drop as the fungus kind of hangs off of the top of the tower. The light's not projecting as far anymore, and now the line has moved up a little bit. And this army begins to move in on you.
I'm telling you, that's your best move.
And it's only when they move into it for the first time. I
Or
don't-
start their turn there.
I don't know.
Telling you.
As this army begins to move in on you, I actually did not roll for the devil army, so we will roll that real quick.
So it's light there and it's still moving into it. I wouldn't do anything. These specifically aren't affected by radiant. It wouldn't
Ask him.
And as they move up, he used his spell. Zuggtmoy did her action. Let me see if the green Draco Lich has an action it can do. And then, just for your guys' heads up, on deck is going to be Nazlith.
I mean, you can talk to me. We're telepathically linked. It doesn't take an action. You can say whatever you're thinking.
Nazlith, I think you should probably go ahead and do that sickening radiance spell and create like a bubble of radiant magic up in that area that might kill all the
I'm
fungus.
pretty sure the radiant light that's already
That's
emitting
what I just
from
told him. Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
probably doing enough.
So are we getting the idea that these things that are in the tower are immune to radiant damage and radiant light, Chris?
The fungi that's up there. So what you're seeing, you wouldn't see this because you're not up there, but those of you who are up there, the radiant damage is harming this fungus as it.
But it's already a
going.
strong radiant energy up there, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And so what you're seeing is like the main
Add
areas
more.
where it's being
What's wrong?
blasted out, right? The main areas where it's being blasted out,
That's
it's
our
not sticking.
biggest, hardest hitter.
Sure.
It's not sticking in those areas, but anywhere where there's little pockets of shade, anywhere where it's like right on top of it, you will see that some of the fungus is burning. However, there is fungus underneath that, right? That it's managing. So as the fungus continues
Just a
to
sheer
pile
volume
on, yeah, it's more of a volume issue than anything else.
She also is up there with me and can cast radiant.
You will notice that after this collapses, there's nothing else. This was a one-time deal. And so you got that side of things going for you.
It goes around the corners. It's one.
The dragon is going to hold its turn. Nazlith, what are you doing?
How far away is Baphomet and the Dracolich from me?
From the tower, you guys are 125. 60, 70. Do we move this down?
No, so that line, this line right here, that we used to have was the 190 mark. It was,
Well, if yeah.
Oh, they're
'cause-
160 feet away from you.
So-
the Dracolich
They
is,
moved up.
The Dracolich is going to be about 190. Baphomet's 160.
that was 190.
Okay. Before I shoot this off, I'm going to telepathically tell you guys on the battlefield, I need you to be my eyes down there. If there's something you need me to take care of, you need to let me know.
Baphomet.
Different.
Okay. So, how much movement will it take for me to turn the cannon
Holy shit, I
towards
just fucking-
Baphomet?
It will only take you. It'll take you 10 feet of movement.
Okay, perfect. I will try and blast Baphomet.
Definitely.
Okay. Probably need a really fucking high roll for this, guys. And I'm gonna roll a lucky on that. It was not a nat 1, if you're wondering.
Okay.
Pretty close, though. Not much better. 15 to hit Baphomet.
So you rolled a 9
Plus a 6, yep.
plus a 6. With a 15, you will see that as you aim this thing at Baphomet, Baphomet gives you this big grin on his face. And as you fire it, he manages to just kind of sideswipe it. It just is going to crash into the floor and cause the ground to break right in front of the green Dracolich. And as that kind of like...
Is there collateral damage with that?
Yeah, is there anyone around?
Is there like an area, like a splash damage area?
So the way that I have this laser set up is it can go through people, right?
So it doesn't have like an explosive
cause
effect, but
damage,
it
right?
can just
There's
like...
no explosive
It's
damage, but
pinpoint.
there is a penetration damage, right?
Okay.
And you being at an angle,
You're
kind of
a sniper
penetrating
in the
the
tower.
ground.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, there's not any kind of extra damage for you in that.
Wow, look, there's
sense.
damage in the concrete.
But yeah,
That's
look,
so
it
good.
definitely cracked the concrete in front of our eyes. Wow, amazing work by whoever did
Amazing.
all this.
So humble.
And we will. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Next up is going to be Voltaire,
How far away is Baphomet?
the devil's round deck. Baphomet from you.
Yes.
25 feet.
I've been waiting my whole fucking life to fight this guy. I am going straight for Baphomet.
Yeah, definitely.
And on the
Are
way.
you running towards it?
Yep. on the way, I am going to take a bonus action, and I'm going to cast Staggering Smite. And I'm just going to take my first swing at him. Hold on, I have to look at my new glaive because it's different. 15.
It's gonna miss.
Okay, I'm gonna take my second attack. 21.
That is going to miss.
Fuck!
Well, that's all I can do.
Okay. So as you run up, your first one, he manages to really just dodge it. The second one that you throw at him, he manages to hit your weapon down using his big-ass cleaver. That ends your turn?
Yep.
Alright, next up's going to be the devils. As there's going to be a temporary moment of about 6 seconds worth of darkness after you shoot that laser. As the darkness kind of ensues, these people are going to take their turn to move up the last 5 feet they had. As that happens, all of these gentlemen are going to begin taking their movement. That's you. That's your undead. So you will begin seeing the devil army begin marching. As they push forward, you will see another wave of them, like as weapons begin like poking out. That's kind of like the moment we are in of this line, as there's like a second wave of them coming. That'll end the devil's turn for now. I'm going to make a couple rolls to see what happens. These are just going to be very much win-loss rolls for certain sides. So there's going to be a little battle going on there. There's going to be one going on right there. And that's going to be it for now. That first one is going to be won by the devils with an easy nat 20. As Baphomet tries to literally teabag.
It's getting awkward over there. Like, I know we're gay, but like we're
now that guy is going to go ahead and make his. Wow, 2 good rolls for y'all. As
it literally looks like you are reaching
that
for
demon.
Nutsack.
It does. As that demon manages to die, you are now watching the devil force actually provide a little bit of effort for you guys as you are initiated into this battle with Baphomet.
Oh my god.
That will end their turn. Next up is going to be Budownik. What are you up to, buddy?
I'm going to use my movement to rush towards Voltaire. And I am going to, at the same time, can I make it to him? My speed is 30 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to take whatever movement I can to get to him, and in the process, I'm just going to start shouting, stand fast, stand tall. These are the first words in the new pages of our new history. Let them not speak of our folly. And I'm assuming by that point I get to Voltaire, and I'm going to cast haste on Voltaire.
Yep, definitely.
What does that do?
You get a +2 to your AC. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and gain an additional action during each of your turns, which can be used for attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
And Nazlis, just for your information,
Yeah.
your characters, your 3 characters that are following your 3 friends, I'm just going to have them move on their turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
The rest are up to you.
And as soon as I'm done casting haste, I'm just going to roll off of Voltaire's back, and I'm going to start moving to flank with Digglebops.
Okay, you got about 5. Which way do you want to flank?
I'm going to flank
this way?
towards me. But,
Okay.
whatever space that I can.
Yeah, so you're going to
afford.
go right behind the undead that is guarding Voltaire. You only have 5 feet left, right?
That's fine.
25. So yeah, you managed to get around a little bit, but not much. What are you doing up on the tower, Willow?
Okay, so first the Draglich and Baphomet need to take damage.
Yeah.
Actually, I think everybody does.
Yeah, so everyone plus them now. So 15, 19,
Nice.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 37
Fucking nice, dude.
points of radiant damage, all of them.
Hell yeah.
And
That's
then
fucking crazy.
as my actual
I think the laser might be a little less impressive all of a sudden.
spell,
Did you need to make that deal with the devils?
yes.
I feel like we did.
And then as my actual action, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Summon Celestial.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
I'm
We're
gonna put
pulling
my-
all of them!
I'm gonna put my hand out in front of me, and I'm gonna say, Aurora, guide thee, and kind of like a Aurora-esque looking will-o'-the-wisp woman with kind of transparent, like just wavy hair is gonna float in front of me about 90 feet. And she is gonna go ahead, and I will deem her as a defender. And I am going to go ahead and have her attack. She gets 3 attacks. So I'm going to have her start hacking away at the fungus that's starting to go around the tower.
Definitely. I'm going to use this as her. Which should actually be on the little tower, and it's not, so maybe not.
Yeah. And she's just kind of floating and flying out around the tower.
Cleaning it up.
Yeah, cleaning it up ultimately.
Definitely.
So I don't know if you're... I don't know if the fungus has like the hit points or something like that you want me to...
Yeah, I'm going to keep up with it. I have
Okay.
something written down.
Fuck yeah, guys. Fuck yes!
I will,
We're gonna win this fucking war!
just for your knowledge, I'm going to kind of place some
Oh,
fungus
yeah,
in
awesome,
some
okay.
areas.
So then I should just have her aim for those like spots.
Wait.
Yeah.
Zoe, do you have your minis, your mushrooms that you
Oh,
can
the
give her?
mushrooms!
Yeah, we can throw those up here real quick if you want.
They're not painted, but they're very nice.
Not that we have a whole lot of time left, but
Yeah, fuck
you can just bring me the box. I'll put a couple up.
Hide that, for me, please. There's an address on there. Hide it.
Yes, and you are watching as some fungus begins
it. Who's Robert
building
Downey
on
Jr.?
the.
What?
It's Papa.
Papa. Me pop.
Definitely have to take a picture of this.
Yeah, we need a picture of this. I still just love that you're jerking off the Demon Lord.
We put that back.
Hide the
To
address,
completion.
Wow, man.
The second demon he's jacked
please.
off.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and have her attack.
First one's you. Yeah, definitely Jack.
I'll have her attack the one that's closest to the beam first. So 13. Does that hit?
Yes. It'll hit the
Okay,
fungi
cool.
that is stuck on the.
So do you want me to just go for the thing to see if it hits and then do damage?
Roll your damage real quick for me.
Oh god. Okay, so that's gonna be 2.
There's currently
D6.
5 clusters of fungus up there.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, and she manages to bust off one of the clusters.
Nice.
Okay.
She would have to move to get to more.
Okay. I'm gonna have her move. Her flying speed is 40.
Nice.
Oh, I took off the wrong one. That's okay. We'll take off that one. Okay, perfect.
19.
Nice.
Yeah, hits. Roll for damage.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of radiant damage.
Perfect. That's going to knock that one out.
She's
She's
enough.
going to move another 5 feet to the next one.
Cool. Ah.
Hold on. You have a
8.
spell bonus.
She's moved
Oh, yeah,
30
I
feet
do.
total, by the
Yeah,
way.
I have. It just goes based off of this.
Oh.
8, 9, 10.
10. 10 is going to... That is the hit, the AC.
Okay, alright. So that does hit.
Essentially a big
So that
hit
hits,
now.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it barely hits.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, and you just literally barely hit and barely managed to kill the rest of that
Okay,
one.
cool.
Oh, this is so fucking
And
cool,
then
guys.
the last thing that it can do with it, still with it when it's attack, it says it can go ahead and choose. It's going to choose Nazlith to provide.
Air support. Air superiority.
4 points of temporary hit points,
Okay.
and then that's it.
Nazlith, you're technically going to be in the middle here, kind of controlling the laser. Well, you'd actually be like sitting out on the laser up here.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that because I don't want to break your midi, but
Oh, nobody ever wants to break Devin's middies.
yeah, only Matthews. But yeah, perfect. Does that end your turn?
I really feel like you just had your legs taken out from underneath you. So,
Doesn't have a leg to stand on.
not one. Definitely not 2.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's going to be it.
Perfect. We will end
Cool.
our session
Just
here.
write down exactly.
Take photos.
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of photos. You are right at the start of this battle. You are watching as the second rain or line of devil armies beginning to come out. I will say, Willow, you fucked up quite a bit of them with your
Fuck yeah, you did.
your little pulse thing you did there.
Alright.
Good job.
What spells do you have on you? You just have haste?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yes, remember where you are with
The
your
only fucking
spells.
thing is I have to keep track of like what I've given people and what I've done, so I remember
Yes,
to do it.
remember all the things you have.
You
done
have-
right now.
Hollow's gone, but
Forbiddance is still there.
Forbiddance is still up.
Is
We
there anything
will-
you're concentrating on?
The only thing I'm concentrating on now is just my celestial beam.
We will come back to this scene next time, where we will maybe end this fight. Maybe it'll take us.
We got
a couple
telepathic
sessions.
link.
This is a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
But we will come back to this fight. Enjoy it while it lasts.
You have smite something, don't you?
Divine Smite is on. Yeah.
Nice. I will let Mike take
Death ward is on me.
Death Ward's on.
I already have it written down.
I got my couple things I did written down. Yeah, some crazy rolls to have some things
Staggering
happen tonight.
smite.
It was kind of fun. Thank you guys for watching. It was a pretty fun round of D&D, I would say.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah, get to use the laser. I've never built a laser in D&D in my life.
The
This is
laser
I
beams
did.
attached to
fucking
freaking
crazy.
heads.
I know. Now you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a lovely night.
Lovely.
That was episode 12.
Well,
Yeah.
stick around for 13. Lucky 13, guys. Lucky 13.
Lucky
13,
Lucky
where
13.
it all comes to an end.
Yeah.
And
We either
Nope.
we
become,
all die.
we either die, become enslaved to the
Well, apparently
devils, or
21
we
does
win.
not hit on Baphomet, guys.
Don't you worry.
How close were we to hitting?
I'm not going to disclose that information. Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
25.